Hello YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch. We welcome you to the live coverage of the penultimate race of the Outlaws Sim Series Bandit Grand Nationals tonight in virtual Concord, North Carolina, as we near the end of this 10-race stretch to decide the inaugural Outlaws Sim Series Bandit Grand Nationals iRacing champion. Home of the Coca-Cola 600 on Memorial Day weekend, the Charlotte Motor Speedway holds its own prestige on the NASCAR schedule. You may think this is a normal 1.5 mile track, but you'll be dead wrong. It's a bad, fast, and narrow joyride that keeps drivers on their toes from flag to flag. Being a free track on the service, a lot of drivers' iRacing oval careers started on the famed quarter oval, quad oval, then whether it be on the street stocks or another entry-level oval vehicle, you most definitely have made some laps around this beast. Good evening, everyone. I'm Emerson Arden, and Jacob Zala joins me on the call this evening as round 3 of the Outlaw Sim Series playoffs comes to a close to home track field tonight, as most of NASCAR's professional teams are just a short drive away from the speedway in real life. Anyway, tonight there are 4 spots up for grabs still, with 7 drivers having their shot at it to take it tonight, who will race their way into a championship slot at Kansas. Jacob, what do you think?
Get it good, because tonight you only have one shot to make it.
Absolutely. Let's take a look at these playoff standings, Jacob. And what do you see here? I mean, Malenko, Seth, good chunks above the cut line, but that can go away at any moment.
Yeah, it really can. It's going to depend on the track tonight and how fast these drivers can get their machines around this place. Maybe we'll see Kyle Lingerfeld, who had a decent, not too good of a run at Richmond. Maybe we'll see him get up here and maybe steal a win from one of these guys.
Yeah, we'll see. Jeremiah Stutzman 6 above the cut line, Max 3 above, Kyle Lingerfeld 3 back. Better watch that. Joseph Causey 9 and Adrian Schumacher 11 back. All these playoff drivers very, very sporty in practice. It's going to be a fun little night tonight. Tonight's charity is the Breast Cancer Research Foundation, and the Breast Cancer Research Foundation is a non-profit organization committed to achieving prevention to find a cure for breast cancer. They provide critical funding for cancer research worldwide to fuel advances in tumor biology, genetics, prevention, treatment, and metastasis and survivorship. Make sure you check them out at bcrf.org. And again, we try to shout out a different charity each week in hopes that you all can find it in yourselves. Every single one of you who come and view this amazing product we put on each week can find it in yourselves. So just at least check them out and learn a little bit about each of these charities and foundations. And hopefully you decide to check them out there at bcrf.org. This camera on your screen and others tonight provided by Whiplash Media. And again, those are the owners of Pit Stop TV, which is a broadcast company that I work for. They are amazing. Again, they streamlined my entire broadcast production process, and as a commentator as well. They amazing people at Pit Stop TV. Andrew Cardinale, who runs the show and runs Whiplash Media. The company itself, Whiplash Media, specializes in sim racing resources such as paint schemes and stream overlays, iRacing camera packs like the one you're seeing on your screen here, and much, much more. Whiplash Media also working on its presence in real racing, offering services such as photography, social media management, and public relations. Make sure you go to www.whiplash-media.com for more. And well, we're into it now, Jacob. The penultimate race of the season. Practice underway, and how about Landon Cardula top of the charts?
Boy. And he's wrecking already. That's something we might see throughout this race tonight. Landon Cardulo in the grass right now. Oh, hard hit to the wall. That 8-car.
Oh, no, Stutzman.
Oh, man. What a hit from Stutzman. But Landon Cardulo being at the top of the charts, I don't know if that 8-car wants to be at the top of the charts right now. Especially seeing what happened to him last week.
Yeah, some bad juju for that 8-car being up there on the charts. We'll see if we can hang on up there. Well, it is Landon Cardillo, Reese Schaefer, and then all 7 playoff drivers are 3rd through 9th. How about that?
That's insane. All these playoff drivers are having good practice runs right now. We'll have to see if somebody can maybe get a last-minute time in and try and beat Landon Cardullo's time at the top.
You know what? I mean, all these playoff drivers with Seth's 31.077 to Lingerfeld's 31.181. All these playoff drivers separated by only 1 second. It's going to be a very competitive night amongst those 7.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot of competitive moves tonight, and one of these drivers has to get a win. And, you know, there's no night car on the field tonight, so these drivers got to be smiling right now.
Yeah, Nathan Sylvia coming in as playoff spoiler big time last week. And, again, now 2 races in this round. Both of them have gone to to Nathan Sylvia with the win. And somebody who may need another playoff spoiler or something to go his way here. He needs to just hold on to what he's got, I think, really, Max. But 3 points above the cut line. Let's go ahead and see if we can talk to Max Service himself. And Max, how do you approach tonight, man? Try to get a word in here with driver of the number 81, Max Service. Only running practice laps right now. Yo, Max, this is the Outlaws booth. You got us? Looks like we'll have to move on from Max, and we'll try to pick him up at a later point, but that's one of the drivers above the cut line coming into tonight. Let's see if we can talk to the other driver on that cut line. We'll see where he's at right now. He actually just has dropped to 10th position. Scott Williams has put it in the middle of the playoff driver, so we'll see how Kyle Lingerfeld fares tonight, but here we go. Let's see if we can talk to him. Driver of the number 65, Kyle Lingerfeld. Kyle, how you doing?
Good. How about yourself?
We're rocking, man. Coming to tonight after a rough Richmond race. I believe in your mind you're probably needing that to go very well. Not to plan, but 3 points below the cut line. That's doable. That's easy. Well, not easy to make up, but that is, you are able to make that up in a race like this. How do you attack tonight?
We just got to stay aggressive and we got to stay up front. Obviously, we can't have any more mistakes like last week. It put us in a terrible position for this week. So now we're back to climbing again. So hopefully we can keep going up.
So when you come into a race like this, again, you know, I know this kind of a joyride this 65 has been on, from the 13th seed in the playoffs to 3 points outside of that Final Four cut line coming into the final race of the round. Is there a lot of stress for you to make that Final Four, or are you just content to be just in the conversation?
I would say I'm putting quite a bit of stress on myself, putting in a lot of time to try and make this Final Four. I wasn't real sure about it at first when I first made the playoffs. I was pretty surprised that I even did make the playoffs. And then from there, we've actually been putting in effort and seen some good days and some bad days. So hopefully we can see more of those good days.
Absolutely. So what is, obviously a win, you know, you don't have to worry about any points like that. But
Right.
what is, I guess, the 65 looking for tonight in terms of finishing position?
Pretty much first. I think it's going to be our only option. Service and Stutzman are going to be up front all day. So we just need to be there at the end to win.
Absolutely. And then Charlotte itself, what do you think of the mile and a half?
Pretty fun. It's an interesting track. Feel like the outside kind of you're gonna have more runs and be able to move around a little more. The inside you're probably gonna get trapped and lose your run, but I think it's gonna be pretty fun. Gonna get pretty tight here off of the exit of 4, going too wide. So I think we'll see a couple cautions.
Yeah, fair enough. This is a narrow mile and a half, I think, more than the others. Especially the restarts. Are you going to be aggressive on those restarts with how narrow this track is, or are you going to just try to let this race play out, or at least on the initial start?
This track is pretty good for wearing out that right front very quickly, so you don't have to be too aggressive on these starts to be able to be there at the end.
Fair enough.
So just keeping it clean and staying out of trouble.
Like it. Jacob, you have any questions for Kyle Lingerfeld?
First of all, how are you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty well. How was your birthday?
It was really good. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Tonight is Charlotte. Where are you going to find that speed of the 65 car to try and get into the Final Four?
Uh, Hopefully we already have it and we can just execute during the race, and they can just read my deck lid all night.
I like that. And now I get to ask my favorite question. Everybody's favorite question now that I'm back on top. How many cautions do you think there'll be tonight, Mr. Lingerfeld?
Well, like I said, there'll be at least a couple. I don't know. The end of these races can get pretty dicey if one yellow comes out late. So I'm gonna go with 4.
Ooh, that's a high number. All right. Well, good luck to you, and hopefully we'll see you up at the front.
For sure. You guys have fun. It's a long race.
Absolutely. Best luck to you, driver.
Thank you.
Driver of the number 65, Kyle Lingerfeld, comes into today's race 3 points below the cut line. That is a fantastic story from Kyle Lingerfeld, from the last seed in the playoffs to this. Even if he doesn't make the Final Four, what a drive it has been for Kyle Lingerfeld. Let's go ahead and see one of the other chrome cars in this field, and I know Devin Zimmerman is happy to see this car on the screen. That is one of his beauties. Look at that. Devin Zimmerman in the chat saying, go Seth Berger, Max Service, Malenko, and Joseph Causey. Again, those are going to be my 4 teammates in SRN Cup next season. And Devin Zimmerman, kind of the overseer there at Tank Racing, at least on the Xfinity side of things. And Devin Zimmerman, great guy, and it makes amazing paint schemes like that. Beautiful number 77 right there. Let's go ahead and see if we can bring on up driver of the number 77 for the first time this season. Since race 18, you are not the top seed in the playoffs, Seth.
Yeah, no big deal.
You come into today's race with a beautiful looking car. Devin Zimmerman's already been in the chat. You want to talk about it?
Oh yeah, I definitely love it. I had no clue how to do a chrome finish on this car, so luckily Devin Zimmerman was able to give me an awesome looking car. I gave him the idea that I wanted, and he executed it perfectly.
She is a beaut. So let's get down to business today, Seth. You're 5th in the practice charts. Is that where you want to be? Or what is, I guess, a content finish for the 77?
Top 10, man. I'm content with a top 10, but I know we can run for a top 5, so I'll be happy with a top 5. At any point, if I'm just trying to battle for a top 10, I think that should be no problem at all. Just driving to survive this race, man. Just can't get into any big accidents. Like last week was almost catastrophic at a few different occasions, but kept it clean enough. Got a top 10 finish there, and that's all I needed from there. So that's all I need from here, and I'm a lot more comfortable at these 1.5 miles. So I'm excited for tonight.
Well, I was gonna say, should everything play out in your favor, you're 15 points over the cut line. Oh my goodness, that was that was something. Again, next week, if you are contending for a championship, is Kansas, a track you won at earlier this season. But again, another one of these types of tracks, these 1.5 miles. Is there anything you're kind of testing out tonight, and maybe in hopes that it works out at Kansas, or is there really any translation?
I mean, considering both, I think this track's going to be multi-group tonight. I think you're going to see people running low and running high, and obviously they updated Kansas since the last time we were there. So, I mean, I think it'll be good with that, trying to pick and choose different lines. But, no, the tracks are completely different, to be honest with you. But, still, even if this track's completely different, I'm still really comfortable for Kansas next week. I honestly love riding the wall at that track. So, yeah, man, I think it's really just a strong performance. You know, you want to carry some momentum into the championship week, but obviously you got to make it first. So,
absolutely. How do you feel about this 1.5 mile narrow beast?
Definitely one of the more difficult ones. I'm feeling confident in the pace. I've never been a great qualifier, so sitting 5th right now, and I believe it's only like 200 separating me and the next 3 or 4 drivers in the leaderboard. So. Not too worried sitting in 5th. I know I got a good pace. I'm more of a long run car anyways, so feeling good about tonight.
Right on. All right, Jacob, your time to shine.
Oh boy, Burger Nation. I get to ask some Burger Nation questions. First of all, Seth, how you feeling?
Feeling all right, man.
How tonight it's Charlotte. It's definitely gonna take up some right front tires. How are you gonna save tires here, and hopefully get a win?
You just gotta race what the track gives you, man. You can't push the car too far, and just gonna keep going with the game plan that I've done at all these other tracks.
Yeah, you definitely have put on a ringer this season. It's been a great season for that 77 team. Hopefully we can get that 77 into the championship race. And then I'm going to ask my favorite question, everyone's favorite question. How many cautions do you think there are going to be tonight?
I'm gonna go with two. Tonight.
You all right? Kyle Lingerfeld said 4. You say 2. That's what I like to hear. All right. Well, best of luck to you, Seth, and hopefully we see you on the flip side.
All right, thank you.
Absolutely. Best luck to you, driver.
Thanks.
Driver of the number 77, Seth Berger. And again, that beautiful paint scheme made by Devin Zimmerman himself. Let's see if we can find a driver that is below the cut line and somebody who's streaking pretty hot right now in practice, but he's got some work to do. I don't see him in the chat actually, so we will hold off on a Joseph Causey interview. We tried to talk to Max. Let's see. Max is still out there logging laps. Try to get Malenko. See how he's attacking tonight, shall we? And it'll be driver of the number 7, 19 points above the cut line, Malenko, and for the first time in a long time, top seed in the playoffs. Is this the right time for the 7 car?
Well, it can't be any better time other than the final round.
Fair enough. Do you feel the momentum of taking over the top spot in the championship? Is there anything in that 7 car now with back-to-back mile and a halves being next week at Kansas? Should everything go well, you're trending in the right direction for a Kansas slot. But I guess mile and a halves. So yeah, what are you feeling now?
They're not a strong suit, but most of the time I can give a good enough effort. I think we're going to be pretty comfortable here with. I think right now 21 entries and me 19 up from the cut.
Fair enough.
So I think we're pretty comfortable here. Kansas is going to be another story for another time, I guess.
So how do you attack a race like Charlotte? Granted, you 19 points above the cut line, a little bit of room to maybe experiment today to try to learn for next week, or is it just run?
Nothing here is going to really translate over. Maybe practicing a little bit of trying to tire stay, but still that's not even going to probably translate all too well from here to a track like Kansas.
Fair enough. What do you make of Charlotte? One of the more narrow mile and a halves on the schedule, one of the more difficult ones, but free track on the service. What do you think of it?
Pretty loose. Kind of, even though it's kind of a quad oval outcoming, but it's still like really difficult. Like getting out of 4, it's a lot easier to come out of 2 than it is 4.
I can see that. Jacob, you have any questions for Mal?
Mal, how are we feeling? I know you don't like mile and a halves. Is there any way you can snag a win here?
No, it's probably not. Like, I'm probably not going to be snagging a win here unless I get really lucky, but we don't really need to go out and win. We just need to go out and finish top 10, top 5, and kind of just keep the other playoff drivers in sight.
I see caution count. How many cautions do you think there will be tonight?
200 laps. I give it a solid 2.
See, that's what I like to hear. Everybody's saying 2. There was only one person that said 4, so 2.
Reese or something like that.
No, it was Lingerfeld.
Oh, that's him hoping that some playoff drivers wreck for him.
Yeah, he definitely wants to try and get a win. But best of luck to you, and hopefully we see you on the flip side.
Absolutely. Best
Thank
luck,
you.
driver. Driver of the number 7, Malenko there. Again, top seed in the playoffs. First time since race 18 it's not Seth Berger's name at the top of that point sheet. In the chat, Dan says interview to 66, and I want to try to focus on playoff drivers tonight. But if we just run out of playoff drivers to talk to, we'll go ahead and we'll bring Josh on in. And Mad Dog Burger in the house saying go. Seth Burger number 77. Have a great race tonight. Absolutely looking for just a good race tonight. With his margin above the cut line, he's down to 8th in the practice charts. Let's see who else we've got.
Why don't we pull up the 82 car?
82 of Adrian Schumacher, yeah. All right, Adrian. It's go time tonight. Right now, 10th on the practice charts. And this 82's got to perform. What's the game plan?
Is try to save tires, be there at the end. do a Richmond, but just a little bit better.
Just a Richmond, but a little bit better. I like it. What do you think of Charlotte? One of the more difficult mile and a halves, a little bit more skill involved. What do you think of it?
I hate how the surface is, just bumpy in all the wrong spots, but as long as at the end of the run, I burn up my rear tires and have the rotation through the corner, I think I'll be fine.
Oh, there you go. So I don't quite know what to ask. What is the only way in for this 82 car to win tonight?
I think that's positive. You could say that.
Fair enough. We've seen you kind of get better and better. You know, when it comes to this tire saving, I think you've kind of grasped the stock car tire saving a little bit more than some at this point. Do you think that's gonna be your best friend in a race like this tonight?
And I gotta do is hope for everything to go my way.
It sounds like it. Yeah, Jacob, what do you make of the situation? How you have any questions for Adrian?
You know, the situation, he's 11 points down in the cut, but there's a chance. Adrian, you're going to have to find some speed out there, but I'm watching you. I think you can make it. How many cautions do you think there'll be tonight? And after that, I'll ask you another one.
At most 3.
And then if there is 3 cautions, like you say, what's going to be the game plan on the restarts? What are you going to have to do to try and get the best restart out of that 82 car?
I haven't really practiced restarts, so I don't know if I go into first or second. But I'm going to go on the green and hit my shift markers and try to get ahead of the person and block their lane, try to get the air off their nose, see where that goes.
All right, well, best of luck to you, Adrian, and hopefully we will see you back up here after the race is over.
Thanks.
Yep, driver of the number 82, Adrian Schumacher, and let's go ahead and see. Let's try this again. Driver of the number 81, Max Service. Max, 3 points above the cut line, man. Whoa, she's going around. Going for a ride, that 81 is. But, Max, 3 points above the cut line. How you feeling?
I'm feeling all right. I like Charlotte, so it should go okay today. I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
Now, how much of this race are you going to be doing mental math in your head, points chasing tonight? Or are you just coming in, running the race, and see how it plays out?
Quite honestly, the only math I care about is I know I'm +3 on Lingerfeld and I'm -3 to Stutzman, and those are the gaps I need to consider. Because if I can be ahead of both those, that protects me from if Adrian, Kazi, or even Lingerfeld wins.
Absolutely. So you come into a race like this, and one of the drivers you mentioned, Stutzman, he pushes hard to lead laps, you know, ever on long green flag runs, with pit stops, he tries to stretch the field as long as he can, or, you know, under caution, so he'll stay out and get that lap lead. Are you going to be aggressive to get, you know, a lap lead point today, or again, is it just this 81 car and wherever it places?
I don't think I have much of a choice. I think I'm gonna have to go out there and get as many bonus points as possible. I mean, they're all capable drivers, and at this point, I think everybody left is capable. So, I mean, it's gonna be tight. So I think every point helps.
Absolutely. And then you said you like Charlotte. Why do you like it?
I don't know. I just like things that are kind of tricky. I'd class Charlotte as kind of a tricky racetrack, but I don't know. I liked it before because right now it's pretty loose off exit, and it's one of the few tracks that I've won official races at.
Jacob, you have any questions for Max Service?
Max, you're like we said, you're 3 points above the cut line, and if there's any cautions coming around, what's gonna be your goal to get off the restart and try and get a better restart than most of the guys ahead of you?
Not be sleeping on restarts, as I'm not very good at recently. I used to be pretty good on restarts, but I'm terrible now. So maybe get a good restart. I think we have to start there before anything else happens. But it's pretty loose on fresh tires, which presumably you'd be on a restart unless you're like trying some strategy. But I don't know. Keep the car under you for a couple laps, and then you can go for it a little bit.
We haven't seen this 81 car in victory lane since I believe it was race 5 or 6 at Legacy, Texas. Can this 81 find his way into victory lane tonight?
I mean, probably not, but we'll find out. Maybe that can be a surprise.
That would be a surprise for sure. One more question before I let you go. How many cautions do you think there'll be tonight?
I feel like we gotta have at least one. I don't know if more than one is possible, but I'm feeling one at least.
Well, that's actually coming to a shock. The biggest one we've had was 4. So, best of luck to you, Max, and hopefully we see you in victory lane here tonight at Charlotte.
All right, thank you.
Right on, and that is driver of the 81, Max Service, and again, 3 points above the cut line. That's not an easy gap to manage, especially, like I said, Jeremiah Stetson's going to push hard to get laps led. Lingerfeld is going to give it his all. That is going to be a tough margin. Let's see. Who else do we have around in the Discord to interview? Well, let's take a look at the chat first. I know there's a lot of people out there in the chat. Diane Mendez says, hello from the great state of Alabama. Hello, Diane. Matthew Setzer on the Facebook chat says, go Kyle Lingerfelt. So again, a couple people under the cut line, getting a lot of support coming into tonight's race. Love to hear it. Dan Mendez says, go Causey. Kevin Hall says, hey, is the 95 Jeffrey Smith or another Smith? 95 is Devin Smith. Devin Smith, pull him up here. There he is. Devin Smith with his 5 top 5, 16 top 10s on the season from Chambersburg, Pennsylvania. One of the playoff drivers earlier in this run. That's the 95, Kevin Hall. Diane Mendez says, I am feeling 3 cautions. So another one to the caution count. Kevin Hall says, also, go Lingerfelt, and then Devin Smith. Thank you. Yep, absolutely. So again, Devin Smith having a nice little run right now in the 12th position on the practice charts, right behind one of the playoff drivers in Adrian Schumacher. Greg Holt has gone top of the charts in that Viagra number 3 Toyota Supra. Let's see what kind of insight we can get from him. He's also not in the Discord. So another driver that is not somebody we can interview. Let's talk. What's up?
I was gonna say, maybe you want to talk to the 56.
Let's go ahead. Yeah, let's bring him on up. Let's bring on up Adam Gardner if he's in able condition. I'd say he's had a rough go. Oh, what's up, Adam? How you doing?
Not bad.
All right.
A little under the weather, but we're here.
Absolutely, you are here. Right now you're running 19th on the practice charts. You come to a track like Charlotte, a free track on the service, so theoretically everybody should have a decent amount of track time here. But what do you think? What do you make of Charlotte?
It's definitely a tough old track. You look at it, and just from looking at it from the outside, you figure, okay, it's a mile and a half. It's pretty much the same thing as the bulk of them, but it's really not that cookie cutter style that a lot of people expect. And It's definitely line sensitive. It's going to be curious to see what strategy plays out, though. His tires are worth a ton here.
Absolutely. And I'll ask you this. I'm not gonna ask you to pick, but I want your thoughts on just of a playoff run that we've had through this first 8 races, and now how close it is between all 7 drivers, which none of them are locked in to Kansas. What do you make? I guess of the season overall in these playoffs.
I'm curious to see how it's going to play out. And you said it the best just then. Nobody's locked in. It's the final race to determine who's going to be the final 4. And I mean, I'm sure you got a pretty good feeling Malenko and Berger are pretty safe bets to make it in with their cushions they got. But the fact that, first off, we have had non-playoff drivers win the previous 2 races in this round. And then on top of that, just one mistake with this field, bonus points you can get. Nobody's safe and nobody's really out of it.
Absolutely. All right, well, qualifying has just ticked over. We're going to leave you to it. League owner Adam Gardner, driver number 56, and partial race controller. At least the league owner and the sightseer of everything that goes on behind the scenes, Adam Gardner. Adam, I guess anything you got to shout out before we let you go?
Just want to give a big thanks to all the hard work that you've put in all season. It's definitely shown from preseason. And then getting Jacob up there with you has been a really good, solid addition. And so I want to thank both of you for all the work you guys have put in. I know we got tonight, and we got one more week to close out the season next week. And look forward to what's to come. I know it's going to be, not to get too far ahead of ourselves, but next season's going to be pretty exciting with some changes that are coming about. And looking forward to seeing those. And I want to thank Rogers Race Wraps again for giving me a beautiful car to run each week. Whiplash Media for all the help they do with getting you guys set up with the extra cameras. And Pratt Stone and Tile for going ahead and helping out with the pole awards and helping out the drivers that they've helped out through the season.
Absolutely, and thank you for the kind words again, Adam. It's a pleasure to come and do this every week. It is an absolute blast, and the drivers we have each week put on an amazing show.
Yeah, I love doing the job up here and then to make the call halfway through the season. It's been fun, and I can't wait to come back next season and do this thing all over again.
Oh yeah, and as a driver, it's been frustrating because I expect to, I want to run better. Yeah, we all come in expecting to be top 5, top 10 cars every week. But as far as a league owner goes, for our first season on the iRacing service, I really can't be more pleased. Like I said, for it to be as tight as it is to set our final 4, and we have an idea on some of the guys that are going to make it, but to be perfectly honest, even they're not a lock with the cushion they have. I couldn't be more pleased with how this season's gone.
Absolutely. Once again, we're going to leave you to it, driver Adam Gardner. Again, amazing mastermind behind everything that goes on here for the Outlaw Sim Series, and driver number 56 in that beautiful car that he said made by Rogers Race Wraps. Well, be sure to get it some TV time tonight, Adam. Best luck to you, driver, and yeah, thank you for your time.
Appreciate it. As always, it's a pleasure.
Absolutely. Driver up the number 56, Adam Gardner. We are way into qualifying now. Took a little bit longer than I anticipated, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and get down to the action. We have Adrian Schumacher. There he is, working his way around. Schumacher trying to set the time that's going to get him into this next round of the playoffs. He's actually come to a stop. Has he invalidated both laps?
I have no idea. But that paint scheme, though, for the Adrian Schumacher, that might be my favorite Adrian Schumacher paint scheme he's ran this season.
Joseph Kazi set the time. Kazi will go 6th quickest. Is that all the 88 could muster up? That's where he's going to come to rest.
Wow. That's shocking to watch. We've seen the 88 kind of fast in practice, but to be 6th right now, we'll have to see how his race plays out.
More drivers coming out on the track. Seth Berger, Reese Schaefer in the pit box. Or, I'm sorry, in the pit lane. We'll see when they come on out. Here comes Seth Berger in that beautiful number 77. working his way, trying to get up to speed here. Again, you got to stay under that blue line up until this exit line right here, back to that blue cone. Now you merge right up onto the racetrack and get that bad boy up to speed here. You got to let her rip around this outside, get as much speed as you can coming into this quad over. He's going to run this outside here.
Definitely taking the outside lane. We'll see if he can get speed through 4 into at the start finish line. Can he get a fast lap going here?
Also on track, Reese Schaefer and Scott Williams. Watching this 77 buzz right around this 1.5 mile butte. Again, some amazing cameras from Whiplash Media going on here. Take a look at the chat. Diane Mendez says Charlotte's a great track. And let's see if Seth Berger thinks so as well. His first lap will put him 9th quickest. He's got another one. Also Reese Schaefer. Scott Williams setting laps. Schaefer goes 11th. Scott Williams. On the back straightaway now, trying to set a lap time. Seth Berger, as he rounds turns 3 and 4, and that number 77 to the start finish line for Seth Berger. It will be 10th quickest as Scott Williams goes 9th. Reese Schaefer.
Wow, Reese Schaefer bumps up the charts. That's 3rd place for Schaefer on the day.
I gotta say, huge shout out to Devin Smith.
Out there in 2nd,
Look at that.
Wow.
Look at him go.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Amazing job from Devin. Let's even go back a couple of laps and see this beauty of a lap from Devin Smith. And this is a replay here of Devin Smith's blazing lap time. Coming out to the track right now is Jeremiah Stutzman. I don't know if the second lap did it. Maybe did it? I think it did. Yeah, that was his last lap. That was a 31:10. Good. My goodness, what a lap.
A fast lap there. Let's see if Landon... Oh, never mind.
Landon Cardillo and Jeremiah Stutzman both stop on their warm-up laps. Why did
They might... I don't know. This is intriguing.
they both stopped? I
do have to say, though, Devin Smith looked like... I think he ran the outside through his lap. That was...
You know what? Stutzman
Might be
always
something.
waits later in these qualifying sessions. Does he maybe take notes? Does he maybe watch other people's laps before he gets on out there? It's not a bad strat if it helps your time.
Yeah, I agree. It's not a bad strat at all.
And maybe he takes a look to Dev. Whoa, big moment. Jeremiah Stutzman, that's not going to help. Also on track, Landon Cardullo, who's just kind of waiting there in that 8 car on the bottom of the racetrack. Maybe letting the track cool down.
You know what I'm thinking? Maybe this 8 car doesn't want to qualify because he's qualified before, and he's definitely self-spun. So we'll have to see what happens with that 8 car.
I think he might be just waiting for the track to cool down. I don't even know if that's the case anymore either. But Jeremiah Stutzman's first lap time will put him 11th quickest. We'll see where the 71 can place it now. I think Cardullo is still on the bottom of that racetrack. If he's going to set 2 lap times, he better get going, but he has not gotten going. Purple Sector 1 for the 71. Here we go through turns 3 and 4. Jeremiah Stutzman. Can he take pole when it matters most? Trying to get that extra bonus point to the line. The 71.
Yes!
He won
He
for
did it.
Jeremiah Stutzman.
Wow. That 81 car is definitely going to be frustrated, but what a run for Jeremiah Stutzman.
Wow, and think about that. Max Service, like you said, was holding the pole position. He did not end up getting that bonus point that Jeremiah Stutzman might have just taken. Landon Cardullo is just coming out to the track now. It's too late.
I think it's too late. He's not going to be able to make a lap.
And St. Cour. What were they doing?
I don't know.
I guess, is he coming to start a lap time to maybe be at the back of the qualifiers? Does it even work like that?
I think so. I don't even know. This is going to be interesting. He's not going to have enough time to make it around the track for a lap. So we'll have to see what this 8 car was thinking.
Taking a look at the chat. William Stark is in the house for Seth Berger saying, hey, bud, good luck tonight, Seth. You got a top 5 in you. And we'll see if he does. And just, wow. How about that? Right when it mattered most, the extra bonus point goes a point into Stutzman's favor, put him 7 points above the cut line. Let's see if we can get going here with our starting lineup as the drivers will grid up there on the front straightaway. Let's go through it. Our starting lineup tonight. Jeremiah Stutzman with a 31.017. Beats out Max Service by 1/100. Run number 2, Devin Smith with a amazing qualifying run in that 95. He starts alongside Reshaver. Again, a couple of non-playoff drivers, at least anymore for Devin Smith. Non-playoff drivers in the second row. Row 3 makes up a couple other playoff drivers of Malenko and Kyle Lingerfeld. How about row 4 with Theron Elam Jr. lighting up the timing sheet in that 20. Joseph Causey will come up to the 8th position. He is the 5th playoff driver in the field. He's going to need to do a little bit better than 8th if he's going to make it into the next round. Row number 5, we're going to find Wendell Elliott and Greg Holt. And row number 6, we're going to find Scott Williams and Seth Berger. Jacob, take us to the next page.
All right, next up, you're going to find Miz and Adam Gardner. Then you're going to find James Gilliard and Landon Cardullo. And then you're going to find, after that, Andrew St. Cour and Kevin Thompson, Eric Peck and Joshua Fox, Adrian Schumacher down here in 21st. That's going to be interesting to see if he can make it through the field. He's definitely going to need to make it through the field. And then Joshua McClune. And then rounding out the field is the number 13 of Doug Solms.
I'm sorry, I was speaking there. That did not come through, but well, again, our race info there, I showed it on the stream, but
I was going to say, I didn't hear you. I was like, is something going wrong with my stuff?
no, that was on my end. My apologies there, but again, 200 laps, 8 sets of tires, 7 in the pits, 1 in the cars, no fast repairs, Jacob.
Oh boy, that's going to be fun.
Here we go. The field of 23 NASCAR Xfinity Series machines work their way through the high banks of turns 3 and 4 for the final time before we start counting laps here at Charlotte. The iRacing.com safety car in the safety of pit lane, and we are green from Charlotte. Jeremiah Stutzman comes off a turn 4 with the race lead, and that is going to be another bonus point in his name. So make that 8 points to the good for Jeremiah Stutzman. Max Service right now running in the second position, trying to hold on to what he's got under heavy attack from Reese Schaefer. Here we go to battle back here. Schaefer desperately trying to work his way forward. He don't care about those playoff drivers. He wants to win.
And again, Reese Schaefer loves these mile and a halves. If he can snag a win here, that would be 3 drivers in the playoffs who have, or 3 drivers who have won that aren't in the playoffs here, and that'll be interesting to see. Can Schaefer get it done tonight?
Absolutely. Devin Smith getting passed here by Joseph Causey. I want to say an amazing qualifying effort from Devin Smith, trying to hold his own in this 95 car.
At 88, picked up speed quick as somebody's wrecking down the backstretch.
Oh no, that is Adam Gardner. Oh man. That one hurts.
That's not what we wanted to see from the 56.
Let's try to see what happened. I think he got a little low there, and a little bit of extra contact when the 1 pounds the inside wall.
That was a hard leg taken by the 56. That's definitely going to hurt with some damage. And again, like you said earlier, no fast repair.
Yeah, that is not what you want to do on lap number 2. Here we go. Under attack, Jeremiah Stutzman and Max Service. Service trying to get himself his first laps led tonight. Working lap 5 here. Let's take a look at the chat. Coming into the race, Mad Dog Train says, Seth Berger, 77. Love the paint work on your car. Great work. And again, that paint work done by Devin Zimmerman. I'm sorry, Devin Zimmerman. Amazing painter. And again, that's a beautiful, beautiful 77. Catherine Lingerfelt in the house saying, good luck, bro. I'd imagine to Kyle Lingerfelt. And Rebecca Berger says, go number 77. You've got this. So we'll see how Seth Berger fares tonight. Again, Seth has a decent point cushion, just needs a decent finish today. And we may very well be talking about Seth Berger as a championship contender at a track he already won at once this season at Kansas next week.
That'll be interesting to see. Maybe Seth can get out of here and maybe snag a win at Kansas and win the championship. Wouldn't that be insane to see? I think you said Seth Berger has only started the season in August, which was like 3 weeks before the season started. To win a championship, Seth Berger would be definitely stoked about that.
Reese Schaefer powers right on by Max Service, therefore to second position. And now we look behind. It's Joseph Causey in 4th, Malenko 5th, Kyle Lingerfelt holding his own in 6th. Lingerfelt not having a bad run, but you gotta say, the drivers he's competing with, they're having a better run.
Yeah, he's got to push that 65 to the limits and try and get past some of these guys and try and get a bonus point if he can.
Again, he's only 3 below the cut line. 6th normally wouldn't be too bad if the drivers he were battling with in the points weren't 1st and 3rd right now. How about back here, Malenko with a huge head of steam on Joseph Causey. Does he have anything for this 88 car?
This 88 car looks fast early through the run. Let's see if Malenko can make that pass and maybe get around him.
Is it already too early to be thinking about maybe the tires already worn on the 88 or lap 9? Is that really in effect at this moment?
It could be. Again, like these drivers were saying earlier, Charlotte definitely takes up a lot of right front, so you gotta really save that right front.
Yeah, we'll see here. He continues to right behind Joseph Causey there in that number 88. And Malenko not being too aggressive, and again, he just really needs to finish, honestly. But he does not need this spot. It would help, but he does not need it.
I think Malenko is just gonna ride around here. I don't think he's gonna try and pass. He just wants to make sure that he doesn't lose any spots and then puts himself further back in the field.
Look at this, very tight racing. Greg Holt, Devin Smith going at it for the 7th position. Theron Elam wants a piece of the action there in that 20.
Oh boy, he looked like he was gonna make it 3 wide there, but he kept it down to the bottom. This is gonna be an interesting battle to execute here, and we'll see if that 20 car can maybe get a pass on both of them.
Again, you see somebody there. 4 non-playoff drivers and Seth Berger right in the thick of it. Right on board with Seth Berger, who's trying to weed his way through this, you know, these non-playoff drivers to really get to his competition. And again, Seth, with also his point margin, doesn't need an amazing run or anything to make the next round. He just needs to finish. And Seth just doing that right now. But again, with some aggressive drivers that are not in the playoffs around him, you gotta say, you're a little worried if you're that 77 car. You don't want these guys to get into it this early in the race with no faster pits.
I gotta tell you, looking at this battle between the 77 and the 20, I've done a truck race here at Charlotte, and Seth Berger on the bottom line is not where you want to be here at Charlotte. Passing on the bottom is as hard as it's gonna get here at Charlotte. You definitely want to be on that top lane to get around somebody. So we'll see Seth burning up his right front, especially using that bottom to try and get to fair and Elam.
I think, you know, he needs to get clear. He's trying to slide him right here. That's a slide job if I've ever seen one.
Slide job. What a pass by Berger. Now he's going to have to try and save a little bit of tire after using a lot of tire on the bottom to get through Elam.
Absolutely. Joseph Causey gets past Reese Schaefer.
Oh man, that 88 car found some speed.
Maybe he was saving a little something and Malco was using some stuff.
Or
Senior
it could be Schaefer already used up his stuff with 14 laps in.
That would be, it's definitely not out of the question, but that's just an unusual sight for Reese Schaefer to be running like that. If that's the case, Malenko, he's finding the inside lane to be a little difficult to run right now. He's washed up the track a little bit.
Yeah, and again, I think being on the top lane is where you want to be to pass someone at Charlotte. It's really hard to pass on the bottom from what I've experienced. So Malenko just needs to try and wait a little bit and then see if he can get to that top line and get around Schaefer.
Absolutely, and here comes a hard-charging Kyle Lingerfeld who wants a top 5 and sees his competitors running first and second. Lingerfeld has turned up the wick.
Oh man, Lingerfeld is coming. He wants to get into the Final Four.
Yeah, Lingerfeld, again, he needs to really get up there and mix it up with these boys, right as Malenko and Reese Schaefer are getting the battle here for 4th.
Oh man, oh, Devin Smith almost turned Seth Berger there. Wow.
That got close back there. 3 wide down the back straightaway. Cardullo trying to send it down there. Whoa, big moment, big correction. Adrian Schumacher needs to work his way through this traffic.
Man, what a scene that caused. It just started from Seth Berger almost getting turned by Devin Smith.
Wow, wow, wow. And now Kyle Lingerfeld has gotten past Reese Schaefer. Enter Greg Holt into the mix as well.
And I think Reese Schaefer might have used up his stuff early. He's losing a lot of spots right now.
Greg Holt now trying to work his way forward after starting in the 10th position. Holt working his way up to Reese Schaefer and following Kyle Lingerfeld forward. Lingerfeld trying to use up what he can there. He's going to put himself into the top 5, Kyle Lingerfeld is. Top 2 getting dicey once again. Service looking to the inside of Jeremiah Stutzman for the race lead.
Oh boy, can Max get the pass done? He's not going to be able to. Stutzman will lead the lap.
Stutzman leads now, but for how much longer? And remember, if Service can get out there, he could, potentially drive away and try to lead the most laps in this race.
That is true. He could get some points here, but he has to make the pass, and if he wants to make it, he has to make it quickly.
Absolutely, he can't duel with the 71 much longer. Joseph Causey has turned up the wick, and he's getting ready to do battle here. Continue to work here, lap 20 of 200. It's all been that 71 of Jeremiah Stutzman. What a drive. What a job thus far.
He's really had a great run so far, but can he keep it? That 81 is charging. That 81 wants to get some bonus points. Stutzman is just going to have to keep it in front and hope that he doesn't get passed by the 81 here.
Guys, Greg Holt's coming. He's driven through Kyle Lingerfeld, and he's looking up for the 7 car.
Oh boy, this 7 car does not like to see that number 3 in his back mirror. I know that.
I don't think Malenko's going to mess with him too much. He doesn't need to. We'll see here, though. We'll see if he does. Maybe he could help out his teammate Max Service if he can hold Greg Holt up. I don't think that's what Malenko's going to do. I don't think Malenko's going to put himself in jeopardy like that. But here comes Holt with the run.
Almost got a little dicey there. Let's see. Will Holt make the pass off to? Malenko's got the edge here. Can he stick it down through the backstretch?
No, this isn't going to be an easy overtake. Actually, Malenko's going to let him by. Never mind.
Let him by. All right. Oh, what we thought was going to be an easy, hard-charging battle turned out to be Malenko just letting him by.
Seth Berger, Landon Cardullo, Adrian Schumacher back here, 8th, 9th, and 10th.
What a way to bring that 8 car up to the front after a weird little thing in qualifying. I don't know what was going on there, but he's gotten it up to 8th and not running too bad so far.
Schumacher, he wanted to take a 3 right there. You saw the run he got,
yeah,
but he thinks better of it.
Run.
And
I think that 8 car is just going to let him go.
He says, all right, I know you boys are playoff drivers. Your seasons are on the line here. I'm going to let y'all duke it out.
I don't want to self-spin into you guys.
Oh, okay.
I had to bring it up once I broadcast. It had to be one time.
Oh, goodness. Schumacher trying to make something happen here. Trying to work his way forward in this top 8 right now in 9th. And again, Schumacher, remember, he started at the back of the field. He started 21st. He is up to 9th.
That 8 car, though, is charging. He wants to get in the battle with these two.
Here comes Schumacher. Can he get the run off the corner? He's got the run. Look at this.
Oh, wow. What a run he got
there.
there.
He's going to clear him. He's going to clear him.
Wow. Oh, no. Seth's going to charge back. Nope.
No.
He
no,
doesn't
he
have
won't.
it. I thought he was, but
what a drive.
Have it. What a drive there.
13 spots from where he started. Now, the other end of that is Devin Smith. Minus 10 from where he started right now. Devin Smith running in 13th.
One driver went up, one driver went down.
Oh, looks like Josh Fox had an off track here. Let's see what happened. This is not it. The last lap. Here we go. A little.
Oh, man. Not nothing too big. At least.
Whoa!
Oh, wow.
What's going on here?
66. There's a corner there.
Joshua Fox making his third Outlaw Sim Series start. What happened?
I don't know.
Whoa.
Oh my wow.
This stems back a little bit much. Let's go back to this lap here. I don't know if this is all by himself.
Just about to say, he better be lucky that this isn't real life and those splitters don't take damage when you go through the grass.
Let's see here off of turn number 2. Whoa, Thompson gets loose, slides right back up. Oh, I think he was just trying to avoid. Oh, man. That one hurts. He didn't do anything really wrong or anything. Just, you know, he's new to the sim. That's not fair. He's only been on the sim for a month. So he's still trying to get used to this. And I think he just kind of, you know, overreacted.
Yeah, I think that's the call. Well, I don't know. It's hard to call when you see it in a cockpit cam.
Guess you don't know. This is our helmet cam. By the way, nice view up above what the driver is basically seeing. Great org here. Joshua Fox coming off the pit lane. That was huge.
Yeah, that was huge. That's going to be rough for that 66 car now. He's got a lot of damage, and I don't know if he's going to be able to make up anything with that damage.
boys, Adrian Schumacher has just driven around Reese Schaefer and Kyle Lingerfeld. Adrian Schumacher's a-coming.
Yeah, he wants to get that win. He needs to get that win. The only way he makes it, I think, is a win into the next round.
He might very well do that, working his way up to 6th here, but he's coming up to some of the steepest competition up ahead of him. The lowest I rating up ahead of him is 2,600. There's some steep competition up ahead.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be insane to watch, and hopefully you can get through that field and maybe get to the lead.
Here we go, Devin Smith. Woo! Getting close to that wall. Off of turn number 4, he'll hold on. Landon Cardula, Reese Schaefer, a couple of pals and teammates going at it as Joseph Causey has worked his way up to 2nd. Here we go.
Oh boy.
Causey clears the 2nd. Remember, Causey's below the cut line. He needs to win.
He does, and can he get there to Stutzman? Or will Max put on a fight still? It looks like he's driving away just a little bit, but there's still time.
Joseph Causey, I think that this is just the natural time you kind of lose, going side by side, now taking the preferred line. Now Causey will have to reacquaint himself with the normal line, and he'll try to close up on Stutzman here. And he's got to get there quickly before Greg Holt does.
Greg Holt looking pretty fast so far. He's going to have to make it to the front. And maybe he'll be a playoff spoiler. Well, could we see 3 playoff spoilers in 3 races? That would be interesting to see. Still a lot of racing left to go, though, with Stutzman in the lead.
Absolutely. And now we're coming up to green flag pit stops very soon. Can these drivers make it 40 laps on fuel? If they can, they're going to try to make it a 4-stop race. If they cannot, well, we'll see. It's going to get close, though, on that fuel target. We'll have to see. Joseph Causey's a coming. This is coming. He's coming quick.
Oh, man.
Look at this run down the back. Joseph Causey. Can he make the run on the inside? Stutzman defending well on the outside. Side by side for the race lead. Jeremiah Stutzman still holds station. For how much longer? Joseph Causey, the run through the quad oval. He needs to win tonight to make it into the next round. And right now, he's trying to take the lead, but not so fast. Here comes Stutzman. Side by side down the back straightaway. Seasons on the line. Three cars under a blanket, and here's where it matters. Joseph Causey will take the lead of this race, and Max Service trying to follow suit. Service clears to 2nd. Does Service have anything for Joseph Causey? Here comes Greg Holt into the mix. Stutzman's about to lose 3 spots in as many corners.
That's insane. I don't know what happened to Stutzman. I think maybe he used up his stuff, and now he's lost 3 spots. That's insane. Causey gonna get a bonus point here. That's what he needs. So Causey, good run.
As well, McClune, Elliott, and Devin Smith. Wendell Elliott making his 2nd Outlaw Sim Series. They made one at Talladega in at number 78. Joseph Causey now takes over the lead of this race. For how much longer, and then how long till pit stops? You know what? Reese Schaefer has just entered the pit lane.
Yeah, it looks like it was looking like he was needing it. He was falling off a lot there through the run.
So as Reese Schaefer hits the pit lane, we're getting close to that 40 number. I think some of these drivers are going to be able to stretch it.
They might be able to. It's going to be a sight to see. We'll see how long these drivers can make it on fuel.
Schaefer takes 4 freshies. He's down and away. Let's see here. Joseph Causey continues to hold station now up front. He opens his margin up to 0.3 of a second. If Max Service wants to get a lap led here, he might try to think about a short pit.
He's getting pretty quick on Kazi. We'll see if he might be able to make a pass instead.
But again, catching and passing are two different things. I haven't seen the overwhelming pace for Max Service to make that overtake. He could, you know, shut me up and prove me wrong as well, but we'll see. We'll just have to wait and see. And I think we are now entering lap 40 this time by the start finish line. Is going to be an easy 4-stop race for these drivers. So these drivers are looking to make pit stops on lap 40, 80, 120, and 160 to make it to the end of this race. Or thereabouts. They could try to stretch it and try to... They can go to lap 50. They can, you know, squeak 10 laps out of this race and make it 50, 100, and 150. Or, I'm sorry, you squeak a whole pit stop out of this race. I don't know if they're going to be able to, but we'll see. We're now into the pit window. We'll see how long these drivers stay out. Max, again, should maybe consider the short pit, but he's right there on Kazi. I don't know. Jeremiah Stutzman's coming in, though.
I was going to say, Jeremiah Stutzman down pit road, making the short pit. Maybe he's going to try and get the lead back somehow.
Yeah, this could be that short pit. The strategy guru trying to win this race. Jason Miz enters the pit lane with Andrew St. Cour, Kevin Thompson. A lot of these drivers are acknowledging the 4-stop strategy as Kazi and Service continue to do battle through turns 3 and 4. Neither of them come down pit lane, along with Greg Holt. Looks like Malika's coming in. Top seed in the playoffs coming into today's race. Malenko just looking for a nice run tonight. Doesn't need anything special, just needs to finish where he should. And he will be in to the Final Four at Kansas. The battle for the lead continues to get spicy amongst the top 3.
These cars are really fast right now. Who's going to get the lead here?
Lucy for Goosey. Max Service all over the back end of Joseph Kazi. Now, you don't want to make one wrong move because Greg Holt's right there as well.
It's like Kazi blocked his outside run, and that's going to slow down Max a little bit.
Remember, these two, they made contact at Richmond, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. These drivers are not friends, that's for sure.
We'll see here, Service, Kazi going toe-to-toe for a race lead here at Charlotte. Is Kazi coming in? I thought he was slowing down to make the corner. Whoa, to run for Max. Greg Holt's in. Are we going to stay with these two?
He's going to try and block Max.
Max, you know what? We didn't get the backstory last week. Apparently, Max felt he was being blocked by Joseph a lot last week, so that's why he did the send he did. Also, on the first round of green flag pit stops, that could be what we see here. And they're coming. They're both coming in. The race on the pit entry. I think they both made it. Kyle Lingerfeld stays out to get an important point for leading a lap. Can the 65 keep it under power down the back? Jeremiah Stutzman works to the outside. I think here comes Lingerfeld.
Yep, Lingerfeld is coming in this time. He got that point, though, which will help him out.
Cardulo, Elam, Scott Williams. Jeremiah Stutzman will easily take the lead once again. Reese Schaefer and so Max Service on pit exit. Malenko going to take third right here. Max Service will beat out Greg Holt. Oh no.
Joseph Kazi's still in pit road.
He's still in the pit box. Did he speed? I think he sped.
I think that's the case.
What's a speed? A 26-second hold? Something like that?
It's usually 15.
It's some sort of hold. There was no damage on the 88.
Uh-oh. This could ruin any chance for him to make the next round.
That was a 69-second pit stop. That was huge. I want to see Joseph Causey when he enters the pit lane. Here's his pit box. Let's see. You get when he entered the. Here we go, entering the pit lane. And we know Max did not get a penalty. Let's watch them in comparison to one another here if we can see anything. Look at Joseph drive away from Max in that first sector.
Yeah, he drove away just a tiny bit.
That might have been it right there. Let's see from the tower. What did race control see? Look at him slide. There's the cone. There's pit speed, and look at him pull from Max. You can see him visibly gain on Max. That could have been a speeding penalty. And you see he tried to give it up there. That's where Max catches back up, but it was too late.
That could catch Joseph Causey. That could be the end.
That could be his season. Joseph, why would you chance it? If that truly was what happened, I don't know what did happen if that was not the case. But that looks like a speed penalty. And Kevin Thompson, I thought he didn't like the road racing we did. Look at him going down the infield. That's an unsafe pit entry.
That's unsafe pit. Yeah. That's interesting.
He found the pit box.
Hey, that's good. He found the pit box, but what a way to get in there.
You know what? If you don't like the conventional pit entry, make your own.
I guess so.
Coming right at you. Woo! And he only drove through one pit box, no penalty.
Yeah, no penalty there. Oh boy.
Oh man. So Joseph Causey right now runs in the 18th position, and he needs a yellow if he's going to get back in this one.
Yeah, these drivers are going to have to wreck, and that's the only thing he can hope for. But these drivers are all springed out, so that might not go to his favor.
I just don't know why you would chance it in the penultimate race of the season. Your entire season's work on the line, and if he did in fact speed, man oh man, that is a heartbreaker.
Yeah, that's might end his race.
So I know the chat's going pretty hyped for Seth and that amazing paint scheme. Let's take a look at the chat as Max and Malik actually battle. We'll catch that up in a second. Mark Berger in the house says 77, 77, 77 all the way. Dennis Montez says, let's bring home the hardware, Seth. They better be worried about the 77. Jenna Crandall says, let's go, Kyle. Number 65. And Mad Dog Burger, number 77, says, you got this, says Mad Dog Burger. Let's take a look at Kyle Lingerfeld duking it out with playoff competitor Adrian Schumacher. Max Service, by the way, is driven around Malenko. Here comes Reese Schaefer. Greg Holt's gone up to second. And Holt trying to take away this race. Trying to play a playoff spoiler. Malenko clears Schaefer. And here we go, Miz and Devin Smith.
I gotta say, I really do like that paint scheme on the 24.
It is a nice Snappa scheme. I do like that.
It's like he's gonna lose a lot of time there to Devin, or to Smith, and that's about it.
Yeah, let's see. This battle back here. This is Lingerfeld. Elam actually passed Lingerfeld, now McClune as well.
Oh no.
Lingerfeld dropping back.
That's where you definitely don't want to see the 65 car going backwards.
And I gotta say, at the moment, the 4 drivers that were inside the cut line are right now the first 4 playout drivers. The 3 drivers that were outside the cut line are the last 3. So they're going to really keep this map very simple for us if they continue to run like this.
Yeah, it's going to be easy to figure out who will be in the Final Four.
And now, if we look to that, Schumacher, by the way, has just driven past Andrew St. Coeur for the 8th position. If we look to that Final Four, let's look at what's happening tonight. Jeremiah Stutzman, he's brought the heat. If he makes that Final Four, what does that make him? Where does that rank him amongst his competitors next week at Kansas?
He might have a good shot to win it if he can pull off some epic strategy that he usually does.
What if he just brings this kind of heat? Look at this.
If he brings his heat, it would be insane.
He pulled away from Greg Holt. He's got something. The 71. He's got some moxie to him. He might have something for these boys, and he might have just been saving it for the right time.
He might have just been sitting back, getting into the rounds, and then last race, third round, I'm gonna turn it up and steal a win from somebody and make it in the Final Four. It's been really fun to watch him up front.
Absolutely. It's been a while for me to call Jeremiah Stutzman to a dominance at this moment. For me, it's been well over, at this point, almost a year. You got to go back to the last console race. We crowned Jeremiah Stutzman the Outlaws Cup Series, the Outlaws Bandit Series, and the Outlaws Gunman Truck Series champion last season on the console, back on NASCAR Heat 4. He triple swept the titles. So
wow.
we knew he was going to be, some sort of fast and, come out and utterly dominate like he did back on NASCAR Heat 4, where he was an absolute force to be reckoned with. The only driver who could sometimes compete with him was Jay Wood, or Justin Wood, who made one start this season. Justin Wood decided to go back to his console racing ways, where he can continue to be dominant. Jeremiah Stutzman has stuck it out through the thick and thin battles, and he's having his little sign of dominance here.
Yeah.
When it matters most.
Yeah, it really is, and he got that one win at Auto Club, and that was heartbreaking for me, but a good win for him, and now he's seeing the dominating side of that race. Now he gets to dominate the race.
The 23-year-old Floridian that is now quickly seeing Greg Holt turn up the wick once again to try to take over that race lead. But Jeremiah Stutzman leading a good chunk of laps today, and trying to make something of it, trying to keep his season alive and have something to say next week at the mile and a half at Kansas. Back here, Scott Williams, Wendell Elliott, and Devin Smith going at it for the 11th position.
Evan Smith looking like was up front early, and then I don't know what happened to him. It's just the car wasn't getting enough speed on it.
He definitely had some pace early. I don't know, other than maybe long runs weren't his thing, and he somehow found a hot lap pace in that baby. And Greg Holt under attack from Max Service.
Boy, Max Service, he has to get the lead. He's got to get by Greg Holt here quick and then go for the lead.
High above the Charlotte Motor Speedway, you can see that yellow and white machine on the inside to the darker black machine on the outside. Greg Holt holding his own up high, but Max Service, can he clear off of turn number 2? Max Service is cleared once again to the second position. And boys, battle back here. This is Seth Berger on Reese Schaefer. The Purple Crown Royal 17 getting passed by the gray and black number 77. Reese. Seth Berger goes to 6th over Reese Schaefer. Here comes Kevin Thompson on his fresh tires after that wild ride through the infield.
And Reese Schaefer said he loves mile and a half, but it's been a rough race for him.
How about this guy?
This guy, yeah, Landon Cardullo, doing really well so far.
Remember where he started? 16th. He's up to 5th.
Well, don't say that for long. There could be a lot of things that happen later on with his run, but so far, we won't jinx it yet. He's been doing really well.
He's done a phenomenal job thus far. Again, we're in the middle of our our stint here on pit stops. We shouldn't expect pit stops for the next 15 or so laps. Landon Cardullo holding his own now in 5th. He's about 3.5 seconds back to Malenko. So I don't know about making up any more spots, but Cardullo, he just needs to put one of these races together, man. He's only got 3 top 5s this season. 2 poles, 3 top 5s, and 6 top 10s, and 18 starts. That is...
Yeah,
for the pace you see out of this 88 car, that is abysmal.
And to toot my own horn here, the best...
Don't even. It wasn't even you, or it wasn't even him.
Yeah, I'm not gonna toot my own horn, but he needs to get one thing done here, and get a win.
I will say though, that was an impressive run you did at Auto Club, and the fact that most of the time we sometimes we could say that Adam Gardner has towed back to the pit lane.
I think that's gonna be done for the 56.
What, he went to the infield road course.
I think he misses the roval a little too much.
Yeah, I thought he didn't do too hot at road courses.
Man.
Let's see what happened. He left the pit box. Down the pit lane. Is he just going to hook it left here? Yeah, he just wanted to go experiment with the roval, and...
I think maybe he was making a sign of pulling into the garage. Because
yeah.
you can't really do that in iRacing.
I believe that was the intent there. But he made it 60 laps, so do the math here. That is 90 miles. He made it 90 miles. Boys, it's gotten tight up front. Max Service trying to get some laps led.
He's gonna need points. Can he get it done on the
Look
bottom?
At him, power!
Oh,
to
wow.
the inside. Stutzman holds his own up high.
And like I said, passing on the bottom is gonna be hard.
The last thing these boys want to do is get Greg Holt involved, though, so they better sort it out quick. Max Service trying to get the power down. Side by side out of turn 4. Max Service leads his first lap of the day.
Oh boy. Can he get it clear? He's gonna get clear. Wow.
You take a look at fastest lap today. Fastest lap has gone to Jeremiah Stutzman at 31:14. The next fastest to Max Service fastest lap 31:14. Jeremiah Stutzman at 31:23. And Reese Schaefer 31:22 for fastest lap tonight.
Stutzman ain't going away yet. He's gonna try and get that lead back.
Doing everything he can in that 71. Jeremiah Stutzman is, and again, you don't want Greg Holt getting in this battle.
Getting that 3 car in this battle would be a no-no. You definitely, again, don't want to see him because you know what he'll do. He's won 6 races this season.
There's a reason why he's won 6 races this season. Greg Holt has 5 out of short track and 1 on a mile and a half in Las Vegas. Greg Holt, a 41-year-old from Maine, showing no signs of slowing down. If anything, he's speeding up. We continue making circuits around the home track for NASCAR, if you will. The Charlotte Motor Speedway, again, just a short driving distance away from many of the actual team facilities in Charlotte, North Carolina, here in Concord, or, various suburbs around the Charlotte area. And these boys, now I don't actually think any of these drivers can, really consider this a home track. If anything, I gotta think back if there is. But
Don't believe so.
yeah, that's the thing about NASCAR. There isn't like, home games or away games. The Coke 600 and the Roval in real life, those are the only real home games for most of the NASCAR teams, and everywhere else is an away game. But you all face the same opponents.
Yeah, I agree. That's a good statement right there.
Well, boys, here comes a lapped vehicle for Max Service. That is the 37 of Eric Peck. And we got some battles back here. This is Lingerfelt on his way forward around Devin Smith. Lingerfelt down in the 13th position. Oh, goodness.
See Causey back there about to make his run past Devin Smith, but it's not going to be for position as Causey is still one lap down.
Yeah, Causey is a lap behind, and he needs something to fall in his favor quick. Something that's coming to his favor is Seth Berger and the top 5. Landon Cardullo holds that 5th spot, but for how much longer? Seth Berger peeking and trying to power around the outside. Cardullo holds station in 5th. Nearing pit stops, but lap 77 for car 77. Trying to put himself in the top 5. Fueled by Landon. Okay.
Yes. I was waiting for you to see that on the back.
What does that even mean?
I don't know.
What kind of fuel does he give?
Maybe he gives that E85.
E85. Greg Holt has worked his way into 2nd over Jeremiah Stutzman. Let's see how it happened. Into turn 1. Oh my goodness. He got loose. I think Corey or Jeremiah just kind of let him on by.
It's like that's how it went.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Let's see. Something amiss here. Try to see what has happened. That's not good.
Yeah.
We'll be right back to the coverage in just a moment. All right, welcome back to the Outlaw Sim Series here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. We are in the midst of green flag pit stops. Apologies for the technical difficulties there. We are back here on the track and we're ready to get back to the action. Max Service continues to lead here at Charlotte over Greg Holt. He has not come down the pit lane. Kyle Lingerfeld has towed back to the pit lane, though. What can you tell us, Shake-Up?
I don't see much. Kyle Lingerfeld's got hard damage, so he must have gotten into an accident. I don't know what happened yet, but I'm going to take a look at it here, and we'll get that for you guys when I figure out what's going on.
Absolutely. Race leader Max Service comes down to pit lane. Greg Holt has stayed out. Wendell Elliott is in third. He's on the pit lane as well. Scott Williams staying out, trying to take over second. Devin Smith. James Gilliard continue to stay out as Jeremiah Stutzman has already been on and off of the pit lane. Race leader Greg Holt is in. Max Service leaves the pit lane, but Jeremiah Stutzman is powered right on by. Stutzman with a large margin. We'll try to pull up what we can. We may not have anything of that nature for Lingerfeld or Malenko.
Oh, by the way, you're still under the stream. It will resume shortly, screen.
Yeah, here we go. Back to it. But still, nothing we can find directly on Malenko. There is a little bit of right side damage for the 7 of Malenko.
I don't see much on Lingerfeld either. I'm going to keep looking.
And Lingerfeld's car, right in front of his car. Apparently something to miss on lap 78 for Kyle Lingerfeld and 83 for Malenko. Devin Smith has now entered the pit lane from the second position. And how about James Gilliard? He has 8 top 10s this season in his 26 starts, trying to make it 9, trying to get his first top 5. James Gilliard is in that number 33. Right now running in second. Still has yet to pit.
Yeah, what a run it's been for him, though. If he can maybe get a top 5, that would be awesome to see.
And here comes Gilliard. And now these boys, they're going to go 45, 90. Another 45 less, put him at 135. And another 40 from there will put him at lap 180, where they could potentially try a 2-tire stop with 20 laps to go. Is it going to work? I don't know, but they can try it. So here's the food for thought. Jeremiah Stutzman leads by nearly 6.5 seconds over Max Service, and another couple seconds back to Greg Holt. Malenko's damaged number 7, holding station in 4th. Reese Schaefer holds station in 5th. Seth Berger trying to stay out ahead of Landon Cardulo. They're in 6th and 7th. Adrian Schumacher.
Lingerfeld's still on track, so I don't see anything right now. I didn't see anything on him to give an update on what we were talking about earlier.
Huh. That's weird. There is some right front damage though, so I don't quite know what happened to Kyle Lingerfeld or Malenko. But we carry on. We work lap 92, and how about we go a little bit of through the field. Let's talk about some of these drivers at hand here. And Jeremiah Stutzman. Oh my goodness, that run Joseph Causey had. But Jeremiah Stutzman, man, absolutely dominating today. And, you know, he was 6 points above the cut line coming into today's race. And, I mean, he is absolutely doing everything right and then some to put himself into prime position for a shot at a championship and an overwhelming, you know, favorite maybe in the title hunt.
Yeah, he's doing really well, and he's had a great run today, and if he can pull off a win, it'll be amazing for him, and he'll have a chance at a championship, and then if he does win, it'll be the first playoff driver to win in the 3rd round.
Absolutely, and again, His one win this season was at Auto Club Oval against none other than you. That was on some fuel strategy he pulled, but this one, he's just gone out and dominated. He's taken the easy strategy of just pit 4 times at lap 40, 80, 120, 160. He's not doing anything fancy other than drive.
Yeah, he's doing really well. He's pulled out all the speed in that 71 today.
Absolutely. He's finding our way to second place driver Max Service. And hanging tough there, Max is in that number 81. Again, Max just he needs a good run. He was 3 points above the cut line, and his biggest competitor was Kyle Lingerfeld, and then he could not have anybody like a Schumacher or Kazi win this race. Joseph Kazi, Kyle Lingerfeld multiple laps down, or Kazi won. Lingerfeld multiple laps down, and Adrian Schumacher right now rides in 8th. So for the moment, Max Service is holding station in that number 81. Let's find our way back to 3rd position, Greg Holt. And Greg Holt, man, he started in the 10th position, and he's doing everything right today. Is he going to be able to outmuscle some of the playoff drivers he's been battling with, though, to try to get up there for that race lead? He's been able to get up to 2nd, but to the lead, not so much over the pit cycles. How about 4th place driver Malenko? This is a great run for Malenko at 1.5 miles. He didn't even need a great run. You just need to, be decent. And now there's some damage on that car, and he's still running in 4th. Phenomenal job from Malenko.
Yeah, what a drive it's been for Malenko, and he's doing really well keeping that car semi-clean. There's a little bit of damage, but he's doing really well and bringing it into the 4th place position right now.
Absolutely. And Malenko, again, he doesn't consider 1.5 miles to be strong suit or anything of that nature. Look at his 3 wins were at short tracks. But next week being Kansas, this has got to give some momentum. Him taking over the top seed in the playoffs last week, potentially, making it into the Final Four just off of that alone, and then running, easily in the top 5 here today. Some good momentum for the 7 car that you can't count him out of a chance to win the championship next week at Kansas either. It's on their way back.
Definitely not.
Landon Cardullo, and looks like we're still trying to get the paint scheme he had today to load in, but this is a previous rendition of that 8 car going to work here. And there's Landon Cardullo, the 20-year-old Californian. 3 top 5s on the season right now, riding in 5th, trying to get his 4th top 5 in his 19th start. Today, though, he did not, complete a qualifying lap. He started 16th, and he's up to 5th. So a great run from Landon Cardullo. How about it? Driver of the number 77, Seth Berger. In Berger Nation, he's right now riding in the 6th position. You can see him there about a third of a lap down to race leader Jeremiah Stutzman. But wow, just everything Seth needs to do is just have a decent run and continue to do what he does. He is the 4th playoff driver right now on track. And with his points cushion, riding in 6th is not all that bad. But I think there's got to be some more momentum for Seth, other than, winning last time out of Kansas. It's been a while since we were at Kansas. It's been a while since we've seen Seth, really get up there and fight for wins. It's been a while since we've, legitimately, considered Seth for the championship. I mean, you could always say just based on paper, but there's got to be some momentum with that. Even he could shut me up next week and win it as well, but I don't know. What do you think about Seth?
Seth, he's been really fast, and he did dominate Kansas and win Kansas, so I think here if he just gets this top 10 and then he's able to find speed at Kansas, we'll see that 77 getting a championship win.
The next thing you have to consider is they've updated Kansas to make the bottom side more, drivable, more competitive, and he loves to rip the lip. Now you can still kind of do that at Kansas. We'll see how it plays out, but he's going to probably have to be able to adapt to both lines.
Yeah, he's going to have to find a new way around the track, but like I said, if he can find that speed like he did in the race before, that we had at Kansas, I think we'll see that 77 with the championship win, no problem.
Well, let's go ahead and now move on to driver of the number 82, Adrian Schumacher. And Adrian trying to hold his own. He really at this point needs to win. He needs this race to get flipped, turned upside down, and he needs to be up there in that number 82. It's not looking likely. 11 points below the cut line coming into today, but it's not over. And he's already got 4 wins on the season. He knows how to win. Let's also not forget, last time he won at Daytona on the oval and the road course. He's already won on the road course here. Could he go 2 for 2 on facility sweeps?
He might, but there is definitely going to need a caution to come out for that to happen, because right now it's all between Jeremiah Stutzman and Max Service.
Let's see, there's just a pass for position, and it's going to be to 8th place Wendell Elliott duking it out right now with Reese Schaefer, and there's Wendell Elliott holding his own now up and making his second Outlaws Sin Series start. Seen him make one at Talladega, and here he is at Charlotte, showing that he's not just a plate runner, and there's a little bit more to the 78 car. Still need to, I guess, really see more out of the 78 before we can make some judgment calls, but out of the 78, showing some decent pace early, and has just driven around, you know, one of the beasts that amount of halves of Reese Schaefer.
Yeah, and it looks like I said earlier, Reese Schaefer is not having really that great of a day. Definitely not in the top. He's in the top 10, but usually we see more speed out of that 17 at mile and a half.
Let's talk about Reese Schaefer, and why is it, you know, with his 2 wins on the season, I mean, Chicagoland and Kentucky, that he's lost 5 spots from where he started, Reese Schaefer. It's not looking like a great day for Reese. Is it just the track combination, or what?
It could be the track combination, or it could be tires. You know, Reese can save tires, and sometimes he can't save tires, and I think this is one of the tracks where saving tires isn't the strong suit for him, and I think he's using up a lot of those tires, and it's been tough for that 17 to find speed.
Andrew St. Cyr about to get lapped here by Jeremiah Stutzman, but Andrew St. Cyr, 1 pole, 1 top 5 of the season at Daytona. The 43-year-old Nova Scotia Canadian, that's not the right term, but the Canadian of Andrew St. Cyr, not having a bad run at all. A top 10, I think that will do very well for himself and his momentum this season. And again, you know, has not been able to run every race this season. He had some work come up as he was just in the thick of the playoff battle. I think he might have had a shot at the playoffs. And who knows where he would have been able to run in the playoffs if he was able to run the entire rest of the season. But right now, a top 10 at Charlotte, not too shabby for this 12 car. Find our way back to 11th place Scott Williams, who's right there and trying not to get lapped by Jeremiah Stutzman. And Scott Williams running the wrong car number on his car. The driver of the number 64. Scott Williams trying to hang on to the lead lap, and look at him right there, trying to hold on right. Oh, and that's race leader Jeremiah Stutzman.
No!
Oh my!
Wow!
Goodness! Oh my goodness!
That turns the playoffs upside down.
That was big.
Wow.
Speechless. That has left us. Let's see what happened here. Jeremiah Stutzman catching the lap vehicle here. Who is that? Is that Farron?
That's Barony Lamb Jr.
I don't know. We need to, oh my goodness!
Oh my, what a hit!
Stuck in that wall. Let's see here, right on board with Jeremiah Stutzman. And don't know.
I
I need an aerial shot, I think. Let's get aerial shot. I'm gonna queue it up here and see. We can see how all of this unfolds before making a judgment. So Farron riding there on the seam. He comes on up. He does kind of come off the wall though there too as well. You saw him just last second. I think one more time we're gonna slow it down. The chopper view as well. Try to slow it down here with Farron Elam. Coming off of turn number 2. I'm gonna slow it way down here. So Farron's right sides are right there on the outside seam. And his car looks a little loose there. Not completely straight. Now over the right side seam. Trying to keep it off the wall. His right sides are now under the right side seam. And Stutzman definitely could have maybe given some more room, but wow. What do you make of that, Jacob?
Here's what I think. I think Stutzman, if Farron Elam wasn't there, I think Stutzman was going to hit the wall. I feel like he had so much speed coming through there that if Farron wasn't there, he was popping that wall.
Yeah, I don't know. One more time at real speed.
This wreck has made, I know, you and me speechless. I can't believe it. He was dominating today.
I don't think it was gonna hit the wall, but I don't know. I guess you don't know, but
Wow.
That's really a wow. I don't know what to say. How to go on about that. And he might not be out.
He might not be. He led a lot of laps today.
He led a lot of laps. He could have led most laps, but he was 7 points above Kyle Lingerfeld. Kyle Lingerfeld is right now riding in 15th. So he still had, he was 6 points above Kyle Lingerfeld coming into the race. Right now, he still has 2 points, plus all the bonus points he gained from today. So Lingerfeld is not the issue. The next is, where's Schumacher right now riding in 4th? Who's just gone to 3rd. He's just passed Seth Berger on track. As we're, I believe, we're not really in the middle of green flag pit stop cyber. Schumacher has driven the 3rd. And we're going to have to do some math here. It's going to come down to some more math like the Daytona road course.
That's insane. I don't think we thought that there would be math involved. It looked like Stutzman was going to run away with it, and now I'm just speechless after that wreck.
I could not agree anymore. So Schumacher came in 11 points behind the cut line, so 11 points behind Max Service. That also means 14 points behind Jeremiah Stutzman. Right now, he is 13 spots ahead of Jeremiah, but Jeremiah's also led laps. He got the pole. He does not have the fastest lap. So, it could be 15 points. At that point, Schumacher needs to get himself a lap lead and finish 2nd, or he needs to win.
It's going to come down to a lot.
It's going to come down to where does Adrian Schumacher finish? Does he finish 2nd with a lap lead, or does he win? That's I think the only scenario for Adrian. He has to finish 2nd with a lap lead, and then it comes down to a tiebreaker.
Now here's the thing that could have happened. Mm-hmm. If Jeremiah Stutzman did call the caution, that probably could have helped out Joseph Kazi. Because there could have been situations for rave arounds, but Jeremiah Stutzman didn't call the caution, and now we'll see where these drivers again line out. This is going to be interesting at the end.
Reese Schaefer enters the pit lane, and another thing to consider is if Jeremiah Stutzman does not re-enter the track, Farron Elam could go out there and grab that spot And that could put Jeremiah Stutzman, the 1 point that Schumacher needs, behind. So Farron Elam is still in the session and could have an impact on this season.
Aaron Elam is still in the session, so we'll have to see if he goes back out on track.
Schaefer down and away. And again, he just needs a couple laps. If he could go out and run 2 laps, he can get to 19th. And then the season outlooks different once again.
Man, my brain is boggled right now.
We were in the middle of through the field, and the race just got turned upside down in an awkward turn of events, an awkward exchange between the race leader and a lapped vehicle, to say the least. I can't even put any blame because it's so difficult. When you're coming off of turn 2 as the leader, you kind of just you expect to make, you know, that simple arc you've been making all race long, but at the same time there's a car out there. At the same time as well, if you're the lapped vehicle, you know, you try to stay out the racing line, especially if you're not on the lead lap. That's another thing. I don't even think Farron was on the lead lap, trying to hold on to the lead lap. I think he was a lap behind. So I was very confused with how hard he was racing the 71. I don't really know. At the same time, when you're holding that kind of line, it's also difficult. I mean, the littlest wheel input could have done, you know, what happened right there. The littlest shake of the wheel under force feedback could have easily been, you know, maybe the reason Stutzman didn't, you know, give any more room, or Farron came off the wall. So many little things could have happened there.
Man, I don't think that was something we expected to see. That's for sure, as Malenko goes into pit road.
So I think Jeremiah Stutzman himself, and we all kind of wait to see, does Farron Elam make another lap or 2 in this race? And does the math work out in his favor? Malenko is down and away. And again, Schumacher, he needs to be gunning for a lap lead now, because he can still do this. But the battle for the race lead, this could also turn ugly. Max Service and Greg Holt getting ready to go to battle here.
Oh man, Greg Holt, the 81, that's the guy he doesn't want to see.
Greg Holt has been fast all day. Max Service, he's been fast all day as well, but not really, you know, dominating fast. And here they both come to pit lane at the same time. It's going to be a race on the pit entry. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Locking up is Greg Holt. Max Service will get up to get the pit speed here along with Greg Holt, and Schumacher. Schumacher's got to stay out here. He's taking the lead. Did he get the lead that lap? I think he'll be okay, even if he, you know, comes down pit lane. Now Adrian Schumacher's got to be, you know, gunning for second or to win. And either way, to win gets him into the next round. But Adrian Schumacher, his goal this season to make the Final Four. I don't even know if that was his goal, but the way he's ran this season, it better been his goal. But man, the run Schumacher's had this season, if he's to squeak into the Final Four, man, what was that?
That's gonna be insane.
What kind of a mark would that leave on the season?
That would be a great mark for him, and it would be insane to watch. And you know what that would mean if he squeaks in? That would be a general chat Final Four.
Wow, the entire chat. You know, it all comes down. Lingerfelt is on the pit lane as well. He's a lap off the pace, or a couple laps off the pace now. But race leader Adrian Schumacher has come in, and believe he led his lap to see if time and scoring agrees. You might have to see if he paused here. Go back the lap for Schumacher. There he took the lead. Oh man, that is close.
Oh man.
I don't know if he led the lap. We go forward to the next lap, and there he is. Oh, he barely got it the next lap. It was the next lap he barely got it. He didn't even lead it that first time. It was close. If Max Service was a little bit faster on the pit lane, he could have denied Adrian Schumacher a lap lead there.
That was close.
But Schumacher did get one. Here comes Reese Schaefer on Devin Smith, Devin Smith has made his return up the field. He's right now in fourth. I don't know if he has yet to pit, but what a run for Devin Smith.
Yeah, he finally found the speed in that 95 car.
Again, we're just kind of seeing, does Fair and Eliam make another lap in this race? There's not a lot of damage to that 20 card. I can't imagine. Josh McClune there on the flat.
I have a statement from Farron here. Farron said he was just trying to keep off of him and the wall, and it got free, and he came down a little bit, and it's just racing. He said that's not the kind of racer I was just trying to be. He was trying to let him go by, and that's about it.
Well, there's that side of the story. I'm sure Stutzman does not feel great about it.
We'll get something from Stutzman a little bit later, and it definitely is not going to be aired on broadcast. That's for sure.
We'll see here. Let's go to the chat. Let's take a look at the chat, because ever since that happened, we have not really even seen the reactions. Mark Berger says Burger Nation rise. Mad Dog Burger said let's go Burger. Let's go Burger. Freddie Meyer in the Facebook chat says seems like he could have backed off to avoid the accident. I definitely do agree. In the middle of a long run like that, he could have backed off. Here we go, battle for the lead. Actually, Greg Holt around the outside of Max Service.
Holt. This is where you want to be to pass someone. Greg Holt using the preferred line. Can he get around Service?
Service, is he seeing his chance to win a race late? If Max Service wants a shot at the title, he needs some momentum, and he needs to get a win here today, but Greg Holt trying to deny that. Greg Holt trying to be the third playoff spoiler in as many weeks. And he takes over the race lead here at Charlotte.
This guy somehow finds his way to the front every time he's in a race. Besides last week at Richmond.
And now here's the thing. If Greg Holt is to get it done today, no matter what, he will have won the most races this season. Even if Seth goes and wins next week, they will have tied for the most wins this season if Greg Holt goes to win today. And a non-playoff driver winning the most races on the season just based on the criteria that he did not make the playoffs and based on the amount of starts.
Oh, we might see the 20 cars coming out of pit road here.
Here we go. Hey, Neil, I'm trying to get the speed. There was some smoke there as well. I don't know what exactly happened. Was it Gilliard's pit lane entry? Let's see. Oh! Oh, no!
Oh, no!
And then, what do you kind of do in that spot? You don't want to go back on the track. Right there, do a little burnout. And...
yeah, just do a little burnout, turn it back around, and on your day.
So Fair and Elam has now passed Jeremiah Stutzman for position. Schumacher, with his lap lead, just needs to finish third, and it comes down to a tiebreaker. And where did Jeremiah Stutzman finish the other two races in this round? To where did Schumacher finish the other two races of this round?
Man, this is gonna get spicy.
This is...
I think Stutzman will get it, or Schumacher will get it with his second place finish at Richmond.
That's right.
It's down to a tiebreaker.
Yeah, Schumacher got second at Richmond, and that's the best finish of the round right now. if they do tie. And now it's gotta come down to math. So once again, so let's pull up the. I'm pulling up the points on my end. We're not gonna pull up the points on broadcast since they are not live points at least. But coming into today, it was 14 points that Stutzman had ahead of Adrian Schumacher. 14 coming into today. And Schumacher holds on to third now, trying to hold on to third with a hard-charging Seth Berger and Landon Cardullo. But Stutzman now being 17 spots behind Adrian Schumacher. You subtract the point that Stutzman got for pole, the point that Stutzman got for leading laps, potentially leading the most laps, and he did not get fastest lap for sure. Fastest lap right now is in a battle between Service and Holt. And I believe that's all the bonus points we give, other than, the 3 points for a win. But the battle for lead is getting spicy once again. So right now, the final spot in the playoffs is tied between Adrian Schumacher and Jeremiah Stutzman based on Farron Elam Jr. making another lap.
Wow.
If Adrian Schumacher can hold on to third, we will have to, wait for the official word and the official count, post tally from, the league admin. But at the moment, I believe it'd come down to a tiebreaker, and then best finish for Schumacher being second at Richmond, like you said.
We did not think after Stutzman took the lead and started dominating this race that it would come down to math at the end of this.
Math and then a tie of anything. Absolutely phenomenal as the battle for the lead continues to stay close. Greg Holt holds on 9 1/1000ths over a hard-charging Max Service. Joseph Causey, he's running 12th. He needs a caution to get back into this race along with Kyle Lingerfeld. He needs multiple accidents to get back into this when Kyle Lingerfeld does.
Yeah, it's tough for Lingerfeld, and Joseph Causey's still back there a lap down. He hasn't been on the lead lap since that penalty he had.
Max Service, look at how hard he's trying to get around Greg Holt here. And look at those 2 wins. Legacy Phoenix, which was race number 2 on the season, and Legacy Texas, race number 5. It has been 30 races since Max Service has last been to victory lane. I will be darned if he doesn't try to get it here today.
Oh, this is going to be a good battle to the end. Can Service get around Greg Holt? All Greg Holt has to do is block the outside, and Max Service may not be able to pass him.
Farron Elam back down the pit lane. I don't know if this is for Service. He's very slow.
I think this is it. I think this is it for Elam.
Now, it also now can, depends. Does Stutzman have enough time to get that car repaired and make up the 6 laps that Elam has made up on Stutzman? All Stutzman would need to do is make, 7 laps to get back ahead of Farron. If that car gets repaired.
Yeah, he definitely would. We'll have to see where this battle plays out.
For the playoffs, we'd be having to watch the entry and exits of the garage.
I didn't either.
Oh, man. So I assume Farron, that's it for Farron.
He left the track. Farron Elam Jr. is done.
Wow, I don't know. Oh, the battle for the lead's still going on. Now, does Stutzman have enough time in this race to get that car repaired and make 7 laps? In which Schumacher would need to at least go to second or win this race once again.
Oh man, this
or
is gonna
Schumacher
be
needs to turn up the wick and get the fastest lap or something like that. Oh, I forgot, actually. You know, we got to redo the math because I forgot to include Schumacher's. So they come into today's race 14 points separated. Schumacher gets a lap lead, make that 13. He is now 17 points above Stutzman. So that gets 4 to Schumacher's favorite. Now you got to count Stutzman's lap lead, most laps led, and pole, which makes it a 1-point advantage right now in Schumacher's favor. So Stutzman needs to get around Theron Elam Jr. and then hope that Schumacher loses third. So at the moment, I believe Schumacher has it by 1.
Oh man, this is gonna be interesting. Will Stutzman even try to get back on the track here?
Think for his season, he has to. But, you know, I don't know how much repair time is left on that thing. He destroyed the front end. That's got to be, you know, like another... What are we talking about? Like, if it's a 36-minute repair, right? That he's looking at another 15 minutes in the pit box.
Yeah.
He's just got to make 7 laps to get himself back onto the same lap as Theron. These two up here, Greg Holt, Max Service, they're moments away from being in that pit window to make their final stop. They last pitted on 127, though. I don't expect them to come in until about lap 170. But in about 4 laps' time, they will be good enough to make it to the end without, you know, overtimes and all that being in the factor here. How about this in the chat? Chris Newhall says, go Seth, number 77. Lisa Berger says, let's go Seth, number 77. William Stark, looking good. Seth, number 77. Mark Berger says, Seth is rolling. Go, number 77. And also says, go, Max Service. So Max Service getting some hype from Berger Nation to try to win this race. Seth Berger right now running in 4th. He is 3 seconds back of Adrian Schumacher. And who he competes for a win, or who he competes for the title next week at Kansas, could depend if he catches and passes Schumacher, if it's Schumacher or Stutzman. Stutzman, we just check in on the 71 to see if he's moved from the box. He is still in there.
I'm keeping an eye on that 71, so if anything happens, I'll let you know.
Absolutely. 47 laps to go. This time by for Greg Holt. Even though he's taken the lead, he's led a lot of laps now. He's not pulled away from Max Service any bit.
Since Service has been on a charge.
And we're looking out the back end of Greg Holt's number 3. Max Service keeping Greg honest. If Max can engineer a short pit on Greg Holt, that could be it. With how difficult it is to pass here, we'll have to see. But at the same time, we've seen Greg Holt absolutely breeze by Max Service on the same age tires. So I don't know. I don't know how this is going to work out for the race win. How about Landon Cardullo and Wendell Elliott going to work for 5th?
What a drop down that was for Elliott. Wendell Elliott really making a statement today, showing how fast he can be, and it's only, again, his 2nd start in the Outlaw Sim Series.
Absolutely. You see playoff driver, but driver that is 3 laps down, Kyle Lingerfelt. Woo, getting tight down the back straightaway with these 3, aren't they?
Yeah, it really is.
And Elliott trying to get into the top 5 in only his 2nd start this season. Almost making contact with Lingerfelt.
Oh, that was close.
Oh man, that, you know, if they made contact, that could have been a caution. And they got close. Oh, whoa, what's going on here? Oh.
Oh, we might get a caution.
Hold on, we're gonna have to watch this replay. I want to see what all happened here. Let's go back a lap. I don't know about all that, man. You gotta listen to this car. Let's go back another lap. Or back here on board with Joseph Kazi. Looks like we're staying green anyway, but
I don't think they're gonna call a caution for that one, but that was close.
yeah, at this point it's too late to call a caution. But I don't know, that looked weird. I just wanted to be sure.
That would have been something Schumacher wouldn't have wanted to see.
Absolutely. You know, and you never know, and I'm not, you know, I'm not trying to say that's anything, you know, at the fault of Miz or Joseph. I just know, you know, it looked awkward. I don't know if Joseph would have been too angry about a caution coming out right there, you know.
Yeah, he would have been mad, but I mean, to be honest, even if a caution did happen, I don't think Kazi would have been part of the.
He would have been part of the accident, so he would not have been able to get
back.
yeah, he wouldn't have been able to take the wave round or lucky dog, but it would have bunched the field back up and then given him more likelihood of getting another yellow.
That is true.
But
That is very true.
I do sincerely apologize, Zed, for putting any sort of a thought into that. I just didn't know, just by the angle of it, I wanted to make sure first. And it just looked like a sincere, you know, attempt to overtake. Because they were battling for position, by the way. Kazi and Miz were. So I think Miz was just trying to hold on to the spot ahead of Joseph. And you know, they kind of have a playful relationship like that. Like, Miz would have celebrated if he could stay ahead of Joseph Kazi. So I apologize for putting any sort of thought into that incident like that. You just never know with these things.
You never know what's gonna happen, how it's gonna happen, and it didn't look too intentional. Maybe just a racing incident like the Elam and Stutzman situation.
Absolutely, and that's why I wanted to take another look at it. I wanted to see if it was a racing incident, and that looked like Kazi just trying to get to the inside of Miz. Was there space? That's a debate for another day, but I don't think that was intentional.
We still see that 71 sitting on pit road. Will he make it out in time?
Malenko has dropped down the running order with that right side destroyed. I think he might have caught the wall, if anything. Reese Schaefer in as well.
I think Malenko's just hoping to stay in the top 10. That's all he needs to do here.
He doesn't need anything special. He just needs to finish. He needs to avoid something similar to Jeremiah Stutzman's incident.
Man.
If Stutzman still needs to get, you know, a 36-minute repair clock done, he's been in the pit box for 29 minutes. So we're coming up to that, you know, window in about 7 minutes time, if he'll be able to leave the pit box. And I say 36 minutes because that's about the general. It could be 40. I've seen up to, what, 42, 43 minutes for a destroyed car. Greg Holt holding to the top spot. Max Service second. Adrian Schumacher third. Here we go. Holt staying out. Service staying out as well. So, I mean, what do you do if you're Max Service here? Do you try to coordinate the short pit? Do you follow Greg Holt in?
I think maybe you might short pit. I think short pitting would be good for him. It's hard to pass at Charlotte. So
at the same time, we've seen Greg Holt just power by him on the same age tires.
Yeah, I was gonna say we've seen Greg Holt powerhouse, so we'll have to see what Max Service does here. It's gonna be interesting to the end.
Yeah, I don't quite know. More drivers down the pit lane, leaving the top four on the lead lap. Greg Holt, Max Service, Adrian Schumacher, Landon Cardillo. The only four that have yet to pit.
Whose scheme still hasn't loaded in yet.
Yeah, it looks like we're gonna... I mean, we had the correct scheme earlier, so it looks like we'll just have to base it off that. Here comes a playoff driver. Malenko trying to get a lap back here. Greg Holt.
And he's gonna get it easily.
Joseph Kazi's in. 32-year-old Floridian trying to get a decent run going. Trying to save his season here.
I don't know if there's much saving for that 88, but it's been a rough day for him. He had a good day early on, and then he got that speeding penalty, and after that, it's been a downhill spiral ever since.
So he was leading, and then he risked it on the speeding penalty. I don't quite understand. Schumacher's in. Landon Cardulo is in. Schumacher down and away. Top two still going at it. Whoa, Schaefer almost to the back of Max Service here. Woo! They got close.
That did. And you know what? I'm looking at the stat sheet right now. There's only 2 drivers on the lead lap at the moment, and that is Greg Holt and Max Service.
They have yet to pit, and they can go about another 3 to 4 laps on their current fuel tanks.
Now imagine if a caution came out.
Oh man. Well, what does that do for like Scott Williams?
That would be insane.
Oh, here they come.
They
2
come
liters.
down pit road.
Ooh, oh no!
That
Max trying to get everything he can on the pit box, or on the pit entry here. Let's see, trying to get down. Oh, lock up from Greg, and nowhere for Max to go. You know what? That might have saved Max from speeding, to be quite honest. I don't know if Max was ever going to make it to pit speed. But at the same time, I think maybe Greg got confused on the lines. That first line is not pit speed, it's that second line.
I have no clue. We'll have to see if Greg gets a penalty here.
No, I don't think he sped. I think he got the pit road speed 1 line too early, is what I'm trying to say.
Let's see.
Here's the brace on pit exit. Here we go. Ooh, they got close. I want to see that one from the blimp, that pit exit.
Now here's the thing. Greg Holt has damage on that back bumper, so that might lose his aero just a tiny bit.
Yeah, it might affect the handling. So let's watch this pit exit here between Holt and Service. Down and away. Wow, that was close there on the exit. And now, where does Max get all that run he had on Greg? Was that 3 car already loose? You gotta watch here. Does Max keep both tires under that blue line? Look at the run Max gets here. Oh, he tried to squeeze him there. Woo! It's getting good.
It is, and this race is definitely not over for these 2 drivers.
Now, there's some damage to both cars. Of course, the left front of Max's and the square in the middle of Greg Holt's. We'll see how the damage affects one another. Scott Williams on the pit lane.
He's had a pretty good run today so far in that number 1 machine, which should be the number 64.
Yep. Let's see. Who else are we waiting on? I think that's it, actually. Emmett Smith is in. Trying to get another top 10. Oh, does he shoot the box? Oh, he did shoot it. Overshoot the box.
Yep, he overshot the box just a little bit. Not too bad, but that's still going to cost time.
Joseph Causey up to 10th. Joseph Causey trying to have a great recovery drive nonetheless. Now, I don't know if it would help his chances into the next round without a yellow, but the drive Joseph Causey's had from that speeding penalty being down in 16th into the top 10. Jeremiah Stutzman's back out on track, and he's making laps. In that destroyed 71, His season could come down to how many laps that thing can make.
Man, this is gonna get interesting.
And then it comes down to math. Where does Schumacher finish? And all that good stuff. Schumacher got 1 lap led. Barely. I mean, it was thousandths of a second between him and Max Service. And it also depends, does iRacing give Adrian Schumacher a lap led?
I'm pretty sure I did give Adrian the lap lead, because on my, when it happened, he was in first, so I'm pretty sure he did get the lap lead.
Okay. So we watch, we're at the moment, we're just watching to see if Stutzman can make 3 more laps.
He should be able to.
And at the moment, there is no other driver he can pass. So once he gets to 19th, that is kind of it for Jeremiah. It's all going to come down to where does Adrian finish. Jeremiah Stutzman down the back straightaway. He is on lap 114. Theron on lap 117. $115 for Jeremiah Stutzman. Again, this holds major implications on the championship if he's able to get this spot. And if anybody has anything for Adrian Schumacher in third. I gotta say, that was a long time repairing the damage to Jeremiah Stutzman. It was 34 minutes in the pit box. Nearly 35.
He's going to be able to get past Elam, though, as long as his motor doesn't blow out in these next 2 laps. He'll be able to make it past. But then again, like you said, that's about all he can do.
Yeah, I think, you know, once he gets past Farron, I think he sees, you know, how many laps to go. Other than, you know, just logging laps to be on track at the end of the race, I don't know what else there'd be for him to continue running once he gets this pass made. And into the 19th position goes Jeremiah Stutzman. It'll take a lap to update on timing and scoring, but he did pass 117 laps and 5/100ths of a lap that Theron completed. He's now 117 and a half laps into the race. That is 19 for Jeremiah Stutzman. And again, Schumacher came in 14 back, and then Schumacher's lap lead effectively makes it a 13-point gap. Stutzman to 19th makes it, you know, 16 spots in the favor of Schumacher, which gives him the 3-point advantage. You take now Stutzman's bonus points of the pole, leading laps, and potentially leading most laps. And then it's a tie. And the tie goes to Schumacher for best finish in the round.
Things could get interesting at the end of this race.
It's going to come down to, does the league admins have that, you know, same information, have that certain tiebreaker in place? And we'll see here. And then, if I'm not forgetting any bonus points, which I don't think I am. I think the only other bonus points are for fastest lap. So right here, the bonus points are for leading a lap, leading the most laps, the pole position, and the fastest lap of the race. And if you win the race, you get 3. And if you sweep all of those bonus points, you get another bonus point. Right now, Stutzman has only led laps, got the pole, and led most laps at the moment, I believe. Coming into today's race, they did have the correct margin in the points. It was 14 points. So at the moment, this works out barely in the Schumacher's favor, but he's also got to finish in third. And then we will, if this does come to fruition right here and he finishes third, we will not interview Adrian Schumacher first. until we get the confirmation on what the official tally is.
Oh boy.
So we will leave Schumacher for potentially the last interview. We actually might just go in the correct order of the podium, if that's the case.
That sounds like a plan. There's 18 laps to go, or 16 laps to go, and Greg Holt still got this lead. Can't Service muster anything up in that 81 car to try and get it back?
You know, I don't know. Greg Holt at this moment just looks too good. And Max Service on his 30 race winless, well, right now 29 race winless streak. Trying not to make that 30. But imagine that in a 36 race season, 35 races into the season, we're already talking about a 30 race winless streak for a 2-time winner. That is crazy.
Yeah, that's insane.
A lot can happen in 15 laps, but I just don't see it happening for Max Service. How about Seth Berger? Doing more than enough right now, and I think let's also take a look at that. Coming into today's race, Malenko and Seth had 4 points separating one another. Now it doesn't really matter because the points are going to reset, and it just matters who finishes ahead of who at Kansas. But Seth could be looking to try to reclaim the top seed in the playoffs. Right now he is 4 spots ahead of Malenko. And then the seeding, I think, will also go to best finish of the round. Not that it necessarily matters. Again, the points are going to get reset. And next week, it comes down to whoever is the best finish of the 4 championship contenders. Let's take a look at that right now, by the way. If the 4 championship contenders next week are Malenko, Seth Berger, at the moment, I believe, Max Service, and then the tiebreaker to Adrian Schumacher, they're all running 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 7th, and Malenko's got damage, so, you know, that's kind of a wild card. But they're all running up there as well. That could be interesting. And how it all plays out at Kansas. 11 laps to go for Greg Holt. Or 12. I guess I was miscounting. 12 laps to go for Greg Holt. And a phenomenal drive. Diane Mendez has just come back into the chat. They say, how many cautions have there been? 0. There's been 0 cautions. We have gone green, lean, clean. That's the wrong saying, but we have gone 189 laps green.
Green, lean, mean, and clean. It's been wild, especially with that incident with Stutzman. This race has been fun, and it's gonna come up to math at the end, like Daytona Road Course.
Absolutely, Jeremiah Stutzman. He's just out here running laps for whatever it's worth. He will not get Jason Miz, who has left the session. Joseph Kazi. The day it's been for him, we thought he was going to go up there and win his way into the next round. He got a speeding penalty. I still don't quite understand at that moment in the race, so early in the race, attempting to get as much as you can like that on the pit entry. That was questionable, but we continue on. I believe he got a speeding penalty, which is why he was in the box for so long. And he fell down to the 16th position. Without the help of any cautions, he is driven up to 9th. I believe the first driver 1 lap down. What a drive it's been for Joseph Kazi. With 9 laps to go. 8 laps to go now. He is the second car 1 lap down. Reece Schaefer is the first. I don't think it's going to be enough to make it into the next round of the playoffs without the help of a caution. Joseph Kazi, almost the only car on his section of the racetrack He's done about all he can do. And Greg Holt continues to lead now, nearly 3 seconds out ahead of Max Service. Wendell Elliott, in his second Outlaw Sim Series start, is on pace for a top 5. A second, 1.7 seconds ahead of Landon Cardullo, who is trying to get his 4th top 5 this season. There's still 7 laps to go, but Wendell Elliott continues to open up the gap. Malenko enters today's race, the top seed in the playoffs. Right now, runs in 7th for the damaged number 7. That might be all he needs to make the championship 4 for next week's race at Kansas. And we go back to Adrian Schumacher. And the run it's been. Can we just talk about if he's able to get it done? His finishes this round: 26th, 2nd, and at the moment 3rd. Would be just good enough to make it, if my math is correct.
It's going to be interesting. I think your math might be right. I think Schumacher might make it into the round, but it'll all be up to Boxman Adam Gardner down there doing the points, and we'll figure out at the end who makes it in to the next run, to the Final Four, to race at Kansas for a championship.
Absolutely. Checking the chat one more time. Diane Mendez says, wow, great driving. And it's been some amazing driving from this group of drivers to run, let me do the math, 1.5 times 200, that's going to be 300 miles with without the need for a full course caution. Now, there's a couple incidents this race that definitely probably could have warranted one, but were never called, but only a couple. And at that, they were single car incidents when it settled, that were off the racing surface. William Stark says, go drivers. And Chris Newhall says, go 77 with an American flag. 3 laps to go. And we are looking at the driver who is 3 miles away from making it official that he will have the most wins this season. He is a lap and a half away from going 7 wins on the season. And what a drive it's been for Greg Holt. We thought of him only as a short track only guy. And then he got it done in stunning fashion in a sideways side-by-side finish at Las Vegas. And tonight, granted the most dominant car was not able to see the checkered flag in one piece. Greg Holt, a phenomenal drive he's put on from 10th to the top spot and down the back straightaway for the final time. Greg Holt enters turns 3 and 4. And for the 7th time this season, Greg Holt will win in the Outlaws Sim Series Painted Grand Nationals. And then there was one. Max Service will come home 2nd. I believe he is fairly in to the next round. We will await the official word on Adrian Schumacher. Seth Berger should be competing for a championship in 1 week's time. Wendell Elliott trying to hold on for a top 5. And he will get a top 5 in his second Outlaw Sim Series start. Oh, what is happening? Oh my goodness.
My goodness.
And then something happened with Malenko there. Okay, Malenko. Did he run out of fuel? What happened there? Or why did he give 6 to Landon?
I have no clue. That's interesting.
But Greg Holt is going to burn him down on the front straightaway. And what a phenomenal job he did today. And again, as we wait the official word, we're going to go correct order of the podium for interviews today. While we await what happens in the point standings. So Greg Holt, we'll try to get a word in as we'll wait for him to do his donuts down the front straightaway. Well deserved. I mean, he did everything he had to do. And phenomenal drive. Look at the donuts. Those are some nice donuts.
Yeah, those are some nice donuts. And you seen Landon Cardullo do some donuts there.
Not quite sure why.
Oh,
I think that might be it for that engine. So let's see if we can get a word in with third place finisher. For the 7th time this season, race winner Greg Holt. Greg, man, how'd you get that one done?
Just patience, man. Just patience. Just kind of rode it out, and all those runs, I was just waiting and seeing where everybody was at, and wasn't pushing to get by him. Once I got in, I was running fourth there behind, and behind the 71 Causey and Max, and then when this Causey got a speeding penalty, then it's just the three of us, and just kind of not pushing it, take care of my stuff, and letting the race play out till it was time to go there at the end.
Absolutely. After starting 10th, did you have that kind of confidence that you could get back up there, or what kind of happened in qualifying that maybe you could have just shrugged it off and say, okay, well, it's a 300-mile race?
It was a 300-mile race. I wasn't worried about it. I'm super quick at places like this. Like I said, just gonna get through it with no damage, and take care of your stuff. I wasn't worried. I was top of the boards in practice, so I knew we had the speed. But like I said, if your second lap in the qualifying is the money lap, and if you get loose or anything at all, and those first 2 laps, the tires are just super slimy. So when I came out of, I forget where it was. I think I was coming out of 4. I just slid more than I needed to, and just backed out. I was going to tear down the wall. It's all good. We'll take it. Got to be, sometimes it's fun to drive around everybody.
Absolutely. So now it's basically official, because no matter who wins next week, even if Seth ties you, you will have the most wins on the season. What does that mean to you coming in, when you did, not even having enough starts to make the playoffs? I think that says even more about you being able to get 7 wins in your time span. What does that mean to you? How do you feel about, what you've been able to achieve in just your short time with us?
No, it always feels good to win. I mean, there's a lot of good guys in here, so to win that many in a short span, getting used to the car in a car that I don't typically drive. The only time I really drive it is in this. Yeah, I mean, I like it. Hopefully I have won in the right ways and not the wrong ways, maybe. So that's how you got to try to do it, but it's been fun. Means a lot. Can't race for the championship. You got to go out there and try to win them, right?
Absolutely. Jacob, you have any questions for Greg?
Greg, buddy, you got the win again. You proud yourself as a short track racer, and now you've won 2 mile-and-a-halves. How does that make you feel? How are you feeling? Now 7 wins in Outlaw Sim Series, the most wins of a driver.
Oh, it feels good. I mean, I love the short tracks. I like all the tracks. I love the short tracks. It just separates the men from the boys. That's all. These things, it's more about saving than it is being quick, So as long as you can save, you're good.
Man, you put on a fast ride tonight in that 3 car. I was going to ask you, what were your thoughts on that incident with Stutzman? I know you were behind him the whole time, and then you got around him.
With Stutzman, I mean, I don't know. Stutzman got taken out by a lap car, I believe. I didn't really see it. I heard it on the broadcast. But yeah, I don't really know what was the deal with that. It seemed kind of weird. I feel bad for him because he was doing good. I was hoping to see how his strategy was going to play out versus the one that me and Max were on, because me and Max are kind of playing cat and mouse with each other. pit an extra lap than the other one, and then duck in as soon as the other guy pits in the next couple of times. It was fun.
You did a great job today in that number 3 car, and got another win. 7 wins at the top of charts. Great race for you, and hopefully we see you back in Victor Lane again at Kansas if you're gonna race Kansas.
Yeah, I'll be here for Kansas. We do all right at Kansas. We've had a few good races there. We'll see how it goes.
I'll give you the floor now if you gotta shout anybody out.
Yeah, just thank you to Adam for putting on the show, for putting on Outlaw Sim Series. He does a great job. Thanks to you, Emerson, and Mr. Jacob. I can't pronounce your last name. I always dick it up, so we're gonna let it be.
If you pronounce it
Zala.
without the S, if you pronounce it without the S, you'll get it right.
Jacob Zala. How's that?
Yep.
There we go. So Jacob. And a shout out to everyone at Performance Sim Sport, all my guys that are on the team, and I don't dislike you, Landon. I have no issues with you, just so you know, buddy. That's all. Give him a shout out too. How's that?
You love to hear it. Yeah. Once again, congratulations on the 7th win on the season, Greg Holt. Wow, it's gonna be scary next season, I believe, when you're there for a full-time season, and I believe open set of trucks that I heard might be a little bit more to your wheelhouse, huh?
Yeah, the open setups definitely more to my wheelhouse. We'll see how it rolls in the trucks. Typically, we build the A cars, but I've worked on the trucks before, so I'm sure we'll come up with something. I think we'll try to bring a bunch more people here to help fill this place up a little bit too. How's that?
Absolutely. Cannot wait for the show next season, but we got one more race next week, Kansas Speedway. You're starting to become one of these favorites at mile and a halves as well. We'll leave you to it, and best luck to you next week, driver. Congratulations on the 7th win.
Thank you very much.
Yep, good stuff,
Woo-hoo!
man.
Driver of the number 3, Greg Holt. What a guy. We'll go now, continuing on down the line, we'll go with the other end of that battle there towards the end, Max Service. And Max, that last thing looked like he kind of got away from you, but what could you have done differently?
Nothing. He was better than me. I knew he was. I knew once he got by me, it was kind of over because, I just wasn't very good on a short run, and I wasn't quick enough on a long run to go get by him again.
Fair enough. I mean, so you had the pace to be up there all day, but it kind of always looked like the 81 was just kind of second best. It took a while for you to actually get up there and lead laps, but were you expecting to be a front runner today in that 81 car?
Yeah, I felt like I deserved to be up there. I felt like I had a really good car. I love Charlotte, so I expected to run pretty well today. I didn't really know how well, but I felt like I was going to be a top 5 car at very least. But I just never had the car to hook the bottom under somebody to really get to the lead, and it really sucks what happened to Jeremiah, but that's ultimately what allowed me to lead for as long as I did.
Fair enough. I don't know if you could have seen anything from that incident where you were in relation to him, but what were your thoughts when that happened, or what did you see?
Well, it was directly in front of me, and I don't know what happened, if Farron got the wall or just came down or Jeremiah came up, but he got sent to the inside wall in a hurry, and my initial thought was just don't get hit by this, because that's exactly what I don't need today.
Yeah, I could see how that would be scary if that car ricocheted across the track. For your sake, thankfully, he got caught in the inside wall, but for his sake, that looked rough. So a great run today here at Charlotte. I believe the math will have you into the next round. So
I should be pretty comfortable.
Absolutely. With all the way the results go, we're still waiting for the final official tally, but a great run here at Charlotte. Probably would have been more, I guess, food for thought with a win tonight, but how do you feel going into another mile and a half next week with a shot at the big prize?
I feel like it's Seth's race to lose. He's too good at Kansas for me to do anything, and I have a tendency to hit walls a lot at Kansas, so we're gonna see how that goes. But I feel like it's his race to lose. We're gonna be battling for second.
Fair enough. Well, I don't know if you have anybody to shout out, but if you do, who do you got to shout out? For getting it done, man.
I'll shout out my grandfather, who's probably not watching this right now, but he'll probably watch it shortly.
There you go.
Yeah.
You gotta say you got some support from Burger Nation tonight. Mark Berger was in the house rooting for you earlier when you were up there, fighting tooth and nail for the race lead. So, getting some support there as well.
Yeah, Burger Nation do be strong.
Absolutely. Anyway, congratulations on your second place finish. A great run here at Charlotte tonight. Best luck to you next week at Kansas, man. It's
Thank you.
gonna be a dogfight.
Good luck, Max.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Jake. I didn't even ask if you had questions for Max.
You can go ahead. You can roll it out. We'll get through. It's all good, man.
Right on. Anyway, congratulations, Max, once again. And yeah, hopefully we're talking to you next week, man.
Thank you.
Driver of the number 81 Max Service, second place finisher, and we're waiting for the official tally. We'll see. We'll probably send it to break real quick before we get the official word here, so we can try to figure it. And yeah, we'll be right back with post-race coverage of the Outlaw Sim Series here from Charlotte. Don't you go away. We'll have our third place interview following this. And well, it is official. That driver of the number 82 on a tiebreaker will make it into the next round. Adrian Schumacher, what are you thinking right now?
Grazie. This is pretty good. Amazing.
Oh my goodness. Did you know it was going to be that close? Did you know that Jeremiah Stutzman was in trouble?
Yeah, I knew that. I'm hoping I have a fast enough car. Hope my overcut strategy was going to work to at least give me a podium. At that point, that's what I was aiming for, and it all worked out.
I was gonna say, since we were up here and we were doing it, I was doing the math in my head. I knew what you had to do, but did you know your point situation? In that final, did you know you had to stay in third, or you would have lost the tiebreaker?
I not know that. I am not good at math, so.
Wow. Yeah, it came down to the math working out where you came in 14 points behind Stutzman. You finished, I believe, 17 or it was 16 positions ahead of Stutzman. You factor in the point that you got for the lap led. Barely, by the way, you barely got that lap led on the pit lane, not the lap you took it for Max. You barely got on the pit lane where Max was in the quad oval. That point also saved you because it came down to, the 15-point gap, and then Stutzman getting the pole and leading most laps got you to a tie. The best finish you had in the round, which was your second place finish last week, gets you in. How phenomenal is that?
That's pretty amazing.
Absolutely. So, of a 26th, a second, and a third, how are you feeling now as a championship contender for next week at Kansas?
I think I'm feeling pretty confident. I think I figured out some stuff on the ovals, but the only thing I'm worried about is that if like Seth, Malico, or Service has that turbo charger that they haven't put in their cars yet.
Yeah, they seem to be very fast, especially Seth with his dominance earlier this season at daytime Kansas. We're going to be at the nighttime next week, which I don't know if that helps or hurts you. I don't know what you prefer.
As long as it's a loose car, I'll be able to do something with it, I think.
Right on. And then talk about the race, man. You had to you started 21st and you finished third. Talk about running through the field.
Yeah, so I binned the my two qualifying laps, turn 2, because car didn't want to stick, and the front end didn't want to stick, but so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to get out of my comfort zone, start pushing a little bit harder, and try to catch the leaders, which seemed to work out.
Right. Now I've kind of hogged the spotlight. I'll let Jacob, if he's got anything for you, ask you what he's got to ask you.
Adrian,
I'm sure it's pretty hyped as well.
Adrian, my man in the 82 car got it done today. 11 points below the cut line to start this race. Now you finish in third and make it in. What's the thought process going on before the race?
Just that I have to be fast. My thought process was to win. That was my only thought, to win. Not to settle for a podium or try to do my conservative type of long run speed. That's about it.
Well, you got the podium, and it got you into the playoffs. Now, there's one more thing. I don't know if you know this, but it's an all general chat Final Four. In the end, you got 4 drivers who are your friends. What's it going to take to get that championship win?
Like I said before, I think tonight I figured out something new about ovals. Obviously, I still consider myself a major road course racer, but yeah, I feel like what I learned tonight, I'm gonna put into next week, and just hope they forget their turbochargers if they have one.
Well, best of luck to you at Kansas, and a great way to finish off the 3rd round with getting into the playoffs 11 below the cut line. Good stuff, Adrian, and hopefully we'll see you back here with the championship win at Kansas.
Thanks.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks, guys.
Congratulations on the podium. Best luck to you next week, driver.
Thanks, guys.
Driver of the number 82. And there's so many sides to the story, because you feel great for Schumacher after the terrible luck he had at Talladega. 26th, man. We haven't had that many cars show up since. He got 26th at Talladega out of a 31 car field. Finishes 2nd and 3rd and makes it on a tiebreaker. But man, on the other side of it, Jeremiah Stutzman, last season's triple champion. Back on last season on console on PS4, he won the Cup, the Truck, and the Xfinity Series championship, and he gets eliminated out of the Final Four in the first season of our iRacing series in these Xfinity cars by 0 points, by a tiebreaker, and by Schumacher's finish last week at Richmond. Jacob, what do you make of the whole situation, man?
It's really tough, man. Like you said, it's just an up and down thing. It's you feel good for Schumacher, and then you feel bad for Stutzman. But again, it's racing, and things happen, and just move on to next season, and hopefully you can get it done next season. It's been a great season so far, and it just sucks that it comes down to a tiebreaker for him.
Absolutely. And if it hasn't been explicitly said, your Final Four championship contenders next week, the 4 drivers that will be competing for a championship next Wednesday at 8:10 p.m. Eastern time. That's when the race starts. But post-race coverage, you're not going to want to miss post-race. We're going to go all out in our post-race coverage next week. We're going to have some special guests as well. Be there, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. But the championship 4 for next week's race will be driver of the number 7, Malenko. Driver of the number 77, Seth Berger. Driver of the number 81, Max Service. And driver of the number 82, Adrian Schumacher. Again, all of those drivers will have their points reset. And out of those 4, whoever finishes highest in 1 week's time at Kansas will be the inaugural Outlaws Sim Series Bandit Grand Nationals iRacing champion. But before we wrap up here, we got to go through our race results and all that jazz, and let's go through it. Greg Holt, the winner, by 4 seconds over Max Service. Again, a highest running playoff driver Max Service was over Adrian Schumacher, who finishes 3rd, not knowing that was literally the spot he needed. Seth Berger, 4th. Again, 3 championship competitors for next week, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Wendell Elliott in his 2nd Outlaw Sim Series start. He'll come home 5th. Landon Cardulo needed a great run tonight. Didn't do too bad. He started in the back of the pack. He started 16th. He worked his way up to 6th. And he'll come home up to 6th. He could have gotten a top 5, but he'll lose that top 5 to one of the newcomers, Landon Cardulo. Misses out on his 4th top 5 of the season. He'll come home 6th. And Malenko, the final driver in the championship 4 in tonight's results. The last car in the lead lap, 7th place for Malenko. Showed some decent speed early. Found some right side damage on that 7 car quick. Reese Schaefer, first driver, 1 lap down in 8th. Joseph Causey will be eliminated from championship contention with his 9th place finish. Scott Williams, 10th. Andrew St. Cour, 11th. Devin Smith, after qualifying 2nd. Man, what a run. I'm sorry, qualifying 3rd. Devin Smith did. He will finish in the 12th position. Jacob, take us through the final 11.
In 13th, you have Joshua McClune. In 14th, Kyle Lingerfelt, needing a great run today, didn't get it. In 15th, James Gilliard. In 16th, Eric Peck. In 17th, Doug Solms. In 18th, Jason Miz. In 19th, the leader who dominated the most, who had the most laps led in this race and dominated, wrecking at the end to finish 19th. Farron Elab Jr. in 20th. Kevin Thompson in 21st, Adam Gardner in 22nd, and rounding out the field, Joshua Fox.
23 drivers and how they all round out there on the in the final results. And wow, just you're happy and you feel so bad at the same time because there's two sides to that story, and two sides to the tie at the cut line, and it's hard to organize those emotions. But on that note, let's take another look and another shout out to the charity tonight, the Breast Cancer Research Foundation. They're a nonprofit organization committed to achieving prevention and a cure for breast cancer. They provide critical funding for cancer research worldwide to fuel advances in tumor biology, genetics prevention, and treatment and survivorship. Make sure you check them out at bcrf.org. And again, we choose a different charity each week. It helps that all of you who tune in and check out our show each and every week find it in you to at least check them out a little bit and see what they're all about, and maybe consider donating some time or whatever you can donate to them. But again, the Breast Cancer Research Foundation, bcrf.org. Yeah. I forgot to mention once again our Pratt Tile and Stone Pole Award winner, which Adam gave a nice shout out to. Pratt Tile and Stone, serving all your tiling needs since 2003. Jeremiah Stutzman, again, that important point was not enough. It put him at a tie, but you know, one spot was all it ended up being. That there at the end. This camera and others provided by Whiplash Media. Whiplash Media, the owners of Pit Stop TV. They specialize in various sim racing resources, including paint schemes, stream overlays, iRacing camera packs, and more. And Whiplash Media is also growing its presence in real racing, offering services such as photography, social media management, and public relations. Make sure you go to whiplash-media.com for more. And that's going to conclude our coverage tonight. Make sure you tune in next Wednesday. The inaugural Outlaws Sim Series Bandit Grand Nationals iRacing season finale is slated next Wednesday evening, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. We begin the pre-race show, and you're not going to want to miss it. I promise you, there is a surprise for all of you viewers out there, for all of the drivers who tune in. Make sure you tune in next week, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. We'll be here and we'll be ready to rock. The race, it begins roughly 8:10 p.m. Eastern, where we decide, again, the inaugural Outlaw Sim Series Bandit Grand Nationals iRacing champion. Until next time, 1 week's time, Jacob Zala, Emerson on the call tonight. You all stay safe, stay cool. Have a great night, y'all. Again, we'll see you for an amazing show under the lights at Kansas Speedway in 1 week's time.